I feel like this question is pretty valid though. Talking about really is really saying like should the NCAA change their rules? With I know there's a guy that was just semi-pro. Was it Charles Bediako? He was a G League guy. He just went back. I think he just played a game for Oklahoma in college. And then, well, everybody's been making it a big issue about Muhammad Toure and his eighth year eligibility at Miami. But I mean, he got, two medical red shirts, a COVID year. I mean, it adds up.
Adds up to uh,
But I see the
right now.
concern. I see the growing concern though.
Yeah, Jamal Murray is a first time All Star. I understand why
But
everybody. I
man,
understand
you
the
gotta
uproar.
we talking about
Oh,
college and
my
the
bad, my
eligibility
bad,
rules.
my bad,
I mean,
my bad.
you can definitely shout out
My
your guy.
mind is somewhere else. No, but that's your expertise. I'm just listening. What you
I
say, my man?
mean, I can definitely say like I said, it makes it more of you got 18-year-old kids playing against some 25-year-old adult. I mean, you can at the same time it makes college more of a semi-pro thing than it is where or what it used to be where everybody was an amateur. Now you got guys that I mean they're making big dollars in college. They're gonna stay some extra years if
NIL.
they can,
How
milking that
about this?
college experience well as much as NIL.
The NIL made it a semi-pro thing. That's what made it semi-pro. Because now we got
Yeah,
guys out here making contract decisions.
yeah, they're making business decisions. If my NIL money is gonna be worth more than my rookie year NFL contract, I'll do it.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah. But I
But
don't
I
know.
mean,
But they, what rule are they specifying? Are you talking about the NIL or are you talking about
the eligibility
LJ?
saying that you pretty much have to have like your 4 to 5 years and then you're done. Like I said, they got guys going back for sixth, seventh, eighth years now. They just like at some point they feel like you need to move on. Like if you play 5 years or 6 years, it's that after that 6 year you gotta go to even if you don't get drafted, you go to the XFL and try to get a way in or something. Like there's other leagues that you can go to get a way into the NFL. It's not you don't have to be drafted to the NFL anymore. It's the easiest way or the quickest way, but you can go to the XFL or the CFL and get into the NFL. It's shown to happen.
Welcome to Point Blank Period, Point Blank Period,
Point blank period.
Point blank period.
Point Blank Period. No pressure.
Can't have a baseball conversation without bringing up Otani.
He's a great pitcher and a power hitter. Yo, this man's top five.
I'm still taking today's NFL.
I'm going with the 90s.
None of them are better than Brady.
This is your argument?
No, what I'm saying is, who's MVP? Do they not matter no more?
Everything you said before that point is irrelevant.
Not how the NFL works, baby. We drafted your replacement already. So
I don't got to talk to no peons.
why not just come back and prove?
This time he's really going off. Fireworks.
Because we can't argue facts. What I told you when you got involved with this.
This
Grown
is
man business. Grown man business.
Point Blank Period Podcast, the best sports podcast, Point Blank Period. This is episode 42. Break time. So with that being said, we're going to take a break from our player of the week. And this week in particular, we're going to focus on our X factors of the week, which is going to be our X factors of the Super Bowl game. I'm going to start with you, Mr. KD. What is the X factor of the Super Bowl game? And I want you to pick one for each team. It's on you, Mr. KD.
The most important factor of this Super Bowl is going to be Bad Bunny at halftime to see how. All right, let me stop joking, man. Let me stop playing around. For Seattle, I think it's simple. Kenneth Walker is how they go. As far as he goes, they go. If he's able to run the ball efficiently and effectively, he's going to slow down that blitz on the New England side. He's going to give Sam Darnold more opportunities, being that they're hesitant to send everybody after him and rush his decisions. So I'm going with Kenneth Walker on Seattle side and New England side, I gotta go with Drake May. It's gonna be on him. Is the moment too big for him? How is he gonna perform? Is he gonna maintain that poise that we appreciate him for? And make those big plays in those big moments because this is going to be a defensive game as far as um, a number of opportunities that you're going to have to capitalize when they approach present themselves. So it's really just going to be on the opportunistic defense. I mean, opportunistic offense against two strong defenses.
Right. I definitely agree, but I can say we did agree exactly on the Seahawks X factor. I believe it's going to be their run game. I mean, they've been leaning on the run game for most of the playoffs so far, and like you said, as far as Kenneth Walker goes, they go. I mean, he's fueling and opening up these great passing windows because of the fact that this O line is blocking great. They're holding up and giving Sam Darnold time. And hey, JSN's getting open very quickly because everybody's so scared of the run game at this point. But with New England, I actually had their X factor being Josh McDaniels play calling. You have to call a perfect game for them at this point because that's the number one scoring defense that you're playing against. So at any given moment, at any given mistake, I mean, of course, that still puts a lot of pressure on Drake May in this big moment. So it does come back to your point. But if you call a perfect game where there can be no mistakes, there shouldn't be any mistakes. Drake May has been proven he's been having a very good season, especially being very lackluster on turnovers in many cases. So I think if you call a great game for them, they should be fine.
I do think it's going to be a showdown of the two OCs, though. Clint Kubiak and Josh McDaniels, they're going to have to get creative um, and create situations and mismatches for their offenses. So I do have an eye on that matchup, but I think it's a little out of McDaniel's hands because you can call the perfect game, and the perfect game just isn't executed in the manner it needs to be. So you got to put more of an onus on the guys actually on the field, and that's why I got to go with Drake May. I don't think the moment will be too big for him, but we have to understand he's in his second year in the league. He's never been this deep into a playoffs biggest game of his life. So it's not outside the realm of reality that it might be some jitters. The moment might be, you know, uh, overwhelming, especially with that defense. They're not going to make it easy on them.
Let me ask you this question. I got Shaheed and I got Diggs as my X factors, one for each team. What's your thought about that? And I want to hear what you got to say about that also, Mr. Amari.
That's good picks, but that's picks where you're trying to be bold, where you're reaching for being bold or looking for the
You
unpopular
looking for an
opinion.
unexpected
Yeah.
splash play or
If you
something.
want to be extreme, I can get the understanding of that for the Rashid Shaheed and Stephon Diggs. But back to what I said about the New England side, that's even Diggs' interaction and success is going to depend on Drake May's production. So, but the Shaheed situation, Shaheed is like I don't want to call him a gadget guy, but he's not going to get as many opportunities unless they just come out of the blue and do something we haven't been accustomed to. But he's like a flash in the pan as far as in the game. Like he's going to have one big moment, and then that's going to be about it. But that could be different for the biggest game of their career. So, but yeah, that's an extremist vote.
Yeah, I'm glad you just said that, Mr. KD, because I just talked to Mr. Mario about that gadget guy, that gadget player. Kind of sound disrespectful. So I don't like that in particular. And I don't even think it's a reach. I think in particular, we seen with San Francisco game in particular, his kick return and different things that he have done. He swing the pendulum, and I feel the same way about this, and that's why I think both of them are X factor. I'm gonna start with you, Mr. KD. I mean, not you, Mr. Amari, because I believe in order for either one of these teams to win, these men have to do something outside of the confines of the script, meaning Diggs might have to make a catch that is atypical, or Shaheed may have to make a punt return that's 50 yards, it's normally 20. What you think about that, Mr. Amari?
I feel like both of those things are subject to happen, and they have a possibility that they could happen. But like he said, Diggs' production still comes at the opportunities that Drake May can present and get. So if Drake May is able to deliver that 50-yard bomb, it's like, okay, that's how Stephon Diggs got the 50-yard catch. I mean, as far as the how he was able to bring the ball in and everything, that's on him. And I mean, of course, he could make an atypical catch, but like I said, at the end of the day, that production is still going to be given to Drake May. As far as Rashid Shaheed, all of his plays would necessarily be individual. I mean, if he makes a punt return that does shake the game, I mean, that will definitely turn. Like you brought up the 49ers game where he started out early with it and it kind of set the tone for them the rest of the game, bringing in that energy, and they just never let it die. So it can shift at some point, but I do think that's kind of on the extremist side, being is that he hasn't really had a
This is
key
my thing.
center in their offense yet.
When you say an X factor, that doesn't mean a guy that has a huge play. Like that's not going to make you an X factor. X factor is someone that was dependent on throughout the game and continued to show up and continue to make those plays. So with Rashid
Now,
Shaheed,
hold on, KD. I don't think that's an X factor. Like showed up and continued. Like when I say X factor, I mean that. So just a prime example. Even though he was a player, but I'm gonna use this play as an example. That pass with the Patriots versus the Falcons when it was down, and if Edelman didn't make that pass, I mean that catch, I say that catch that was the X factor that changed the whole thing.
That's a
play.
turning
That's what I
point.
just said. That's a play. We
That's
asked
a
for an
turning
X
point.
factor player. Let's do this.
Yeah, player. But what I'm saying is, so for instance, Desmond Howard won the Super Bowl MVP, and he had for opening kick. He took it to the house, and he had a kickoff return. He wasn't consistently this.
He wasn't the X factor.
He was the
He had a
MVP.
huge play. That does
And
not
he
make
was
you the X factor.
Yeah, he was the X factor. He was the MVP. And I look at the X factor as if everything else being equal, what is the determining factor that would swing or change the pendulum of the game? I don't look at the X factor because you just consistent. That would be quote unquote the MVP and all that. So I don't see it that way. I see the X factor as
the X factor to me is because when you say X factor, I look at it as we agree on who swings the game, but I'm saying who swings the game because of their play throughout the game. Who really had an impact on the game.
I don't look at it that way.
About flash in the pans. Like,
I don't look at it that way.
Like anybody would look at an X factor like how we always throw shots at Cincinnati for Joe Burrow not playing. When Joe Burrow plays, we know they're in the game. When he's not playing, it's like, oh, we don't know. That's an X factor. He's the X factor.
I don't look at Joe Burrow as the X factor. So say for instance, Joe Burrow playing and not playing. Joe Burrow playing in the Super Bowl.
He has an extremist view on X factor.
Not extremist. No, the X factor is not the consistent. If you was the consistent, you wouldn't be an X factor. Like that.
Even to work against your logic, in both of Seattle's wins, Rashid Shaheed had big plays like you were speaking of. He wasn't the X factor in either one.
That's my point. In the San Francisco game, I believe he was the X factor. Like his opening return kick swung the pendulum of the game, and I even think Mr. Marvy said it last pod.
How can you swing the pendulum to start the game? How does that work?
Because I can knock you out in the first round, and I beat you in the cars, and you never catch up.
But that's not swinging the pendulum. The pendulum swings when something changes. Like that's
it went from 0-0 to 6-0. That's a change.
I think that was a huge play in the return, and it was a great start. But he wasn't the X factor.
And even when Seattle played the Rams, and they was down and went to the overtime game and all that, I believe he was the X factor in that game also. Was he the MVP of the game? I don't think so. You said what, sir?
That's what we disagree. He just had a big catch.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So, what is your definition of X factor? Because you sound like an X factor. MVP is almost
that's like saying.
I feel like Kenneth Walker having 100 some odd yards in that game. In both games would make him an X factor, and then he just had two highlight plays.
Oh no, we
Oh,
totally
he had a
disagree with
highlight. He had a highlight play as far as the catch, and
Because
then that the
this is the
kickoff
thing,
return
Amar.
is a big play.
Even like this is the thing. If you take Rashid Shaheed's one play out the game, does that weigh more than Kenneth Walker's plays? Which one put more of an imprint on the win?
Maybe so, because if he catch the ball
Man,
for
averaging
7.
almost 5 yards a carry.
No, listen what I'm about to say. He catch the ball first thing, and he just do a fair catch or nail it and just get down at the 15-yard line. And from there on in, the game may go totally different. That's why you the X factor. You are the difference between the way this game went, and because it's easier to run the ball when you up. The same way it's easier to save money when you got it. Just because he got 5 yards to carry, that was after what I did. The same way with Desmond Howard. With Desmond Howard, he had the opening turn kick. Same way we talked about Coach Sean Payton last podcast, and we'll get to the next question. I believe if we were saying a play in particular, that onside kick was the X factor between the Saints winning and losing the game.
You're making my point though, because every point that you brought up is one play. Every point.
And that's my point, Mr. KD. An X factor is not multiple plays. Like, by definition, the X factor is not somebody who consistently make plays. If that was the thing, you would be a consistent. You would be a constant. An X factor is something like
play. That doesn't make you the X factor. I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
the X factor, we had to depend
after this question, I'm gonna look up the word X factor. I'm truly believing that you don't know what an X factor means, because the way you
X
just
factor is not a definition. It's going to be an opinionated answer. So that
no, the definition for X factor. Everything has a definition. What you can
look it up and watch.
Yeah, I don't think you know what an X factor is, but
you one on this part right now. So we don't think you know. So that it goes both ways.
Nah, that just means you're wrong. But with that being said, we're gonna go with
y'all number, baby.
That don't mean you still wrong.
Yeah, you can be wrong in the majority, but I'm just saying right now, I think it's
so. With that being said, we're gonna do injury report / coaching room. So with that being said, Mr. Amari, what's our Super Bowl injury report? Who's injured and how would that affect the Super Bowl coming up?
Zach Charbonnet is injured. He's been injured the whole playoffs. Not really going to affect the game. Nobody is injured going into the Super Bowl, which is actually a great thing. So this is some good football coming up. Two fully healthy teams.
Washed away. That boy ain't hurt no more. Yeah, he was never like that.
That man won't hurt. He was just trying to keep them unknown.
And it worked.
Yeah, well, it did work. Sam Darnold not hurt. Ain't nobody hurt going into the Super Bowl.
That's a good thing.
To talk about some coaching hires all around the league, Matt Nagy, he's getting his shot as the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants under John Harbaugh. So that's something. Travis Switzer, the former Baltimore Ravens not offensive coordinator, but passing game coordinator, is going to Cleveland to be their offensive coordinator. Gus Bradley is going to Tennessee to be the defensive coordinator under Robert Saleh. Davis Webb got promoted to be Denver's offensive coordinator. Anthony Weaver got signed to be Baltimore's defensive coordinator. And Danny Crossman got signed to be Pittsburgh's special teams coordinator.
I was about to say I knew every name except him, so he had to be special teams. It had to be special teams.
Yeah, that's all.
I like Matt Nagy with John Harbaugh.
I do, especially coaching Jackson Dart, and you get Jackson Dart, Scatterboo, Neighbors. Yeah,
we'll see what philosophy he's bringing. I just hope he doesn't try to get in there and be too conservative with Jackson Dart, because the extended plays is kind of what makes him who he is. So he can't control everything. You got to give him some free reign to be who he is.
With that being said, Mr. Amari, how you feel about the GM for the Vikings being let go And then now, since he's been let go, there's smears coming out about him taking paternity leave and all of this. And a lot of this stems from the fact that he was the overriding vote that was able to let Sam Darnold go, then stay with the Vikings. What's your thoughts about that?
I mean, if I was the one that decided that I wanted to let this guy go, and then the very next year he won a Super Bowl. I mean, I know everybody in the office, in the front office, is looking at him crazy because I mean, we could have had him. And I know it. I already know that they were actually in talks with the Raiders to potentially trade JJ McCarthy there, and in terms of keeping Sam Darnold in house. But of course, that didn't work out. And even more so, um, most of the draft picks under his tenure, 45% of them are not with the team, either being cut or traded. So it's kind of it seems like it was his draft selections were mostly hit or miss. When you did hit, of course, I mean you did get some big hits in the time, but there were very few of those. So it was about time. But then again, they just extended him not too long ago, so it kind of makes the whole firing kind of questionable.
And that's where I'm going at, Mr. KD. So they fired him, and now they said he took paternity leave and all this. And this is my question: when you let Sam Darnold go, you didn't fire him after that. So now, after Sam Darnold go to the Seahawks, and now he goes to the Super Bowl, now you want to fire me, and now you want to talk about what happened beforehand. I believe it was either a year ago or 2 years ago when he took the paternity leave. So I don't believe that anybody outside the organization should know about the paternity leave. But B, do you think letting Sam Darnold go is justifiable for a fireable offense?
I doubt he made that decision on his own. So I don't see it as a fireable offense. But of course, we don't know the dialogue that went along with that. Maybe it was his dominant say. He was the last say. He got the last call, and now he felt strongly about it, and maybe so. But my thing is, it just seems like an accumulation of events led to this. It wasn't one thing. It was an accumulation of things, and that's usually how it goes. We might let something slide in the beginning, but just because we let it slide doesn't mean we don't hold it as far as against you or hold you to it. So I think an accumulation of things led to his departure, but the timing of it just is what raises all the question marks.
Before we get to the next segment, Mr. Marvin, are there any more coaching rumors or trade rumors or injury report that you want to get to before we get to the next topic?
No, there's no more coaching hires that are coming up, or any speculation for coaching hires as of right now that we haven't touched on.
So this for you, Mr. KD. An X factor is someone in sports who with a special, often unpredictable, intangible skill. And they use this person in particular as an example of what they were talking about. Dante Hall, a person who was a kick returner with explosive skills who didn't play consistent back-to-back. He may return one punt. And that goes to the point that I was getting at.
Well, I found a different definition, if I could read.
You said what?
I found a different definition when I looked
at it. What's your definition? What's your definition say?
It just says a player with exceptional talent who can single-handedly change the game, such as a standout playmaker or a clutch performer.
Yeah, and even with that being said, clutch, that's me in certain times. And that's why I was saying, like, I don't think an X factor is somebody that's a consistent. But with that being said, we're going to talk about Mr. Consistent. I'm going to start there with you before we even get to anything else. Your boy Jokic came back like he left something. Soon as he get off the bus, just came off injury, 16 games late. He done went messed around and dropped a 31-12 triple-double in 25 minutes. That's just off the bench, off injury. That's what he did. It's on you, Mr. KD.
No, he didn't get the triple-double. He only had 31, 12, and 5.
My bad, I said triple-double. I meant to say double-double.
But it was in 25 minutes with minutes restriction. And, yeah, at this point, we're not surprised by anything he do. It's a reason he's the best player in the world. Off that layoff, he came out, I think he shot 8 for 10 Very efficient, one turnover. He was phenomenal, man. He was the marquee. He was expected of him. He would have been perfectly fine, and nobody would have thought anything about it if he would have had a little rust that he had to knock off, and had to take time to adjust. But he hit the ground rolling, and that just speaks to the incredible nature of Nikola Jokic, who he is.
Let's see. What did you say? 31, 12, and 5?
25 minutes.
You said what?
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Off the injury.
Off an injury. Yeah.
One turnover. One turnover.
Was that after the 5 or before the 5? Because I mean, if you get 5 straight assists after
I
the
don't know the
turnover, I
timing
mean,
of it. I don't know the timing of it, but I know that my man was very efficient.
I'm about
I
to say,
believe
yeah,
he was 8 for 11.
that's premier efficiency.
I think he was
With
8
the
for
win.
11 and 2 for 3 from 3. So he really only missed. No, he was 8 for 10, 2 for 3 from 3. He only missed one field goal inside the arc. I want to say he's either 8 for 11 or 8 for 10.
So, Mr. KD, I'm gonna ask you this question.
Yes, he's the
Dennis
best player in the
Schroeder
world.
traded to Sacramento for DeAndre Hunter. What's your thoughts about that? How you feeling about this trade in particular?
Nah, I could care less. The Kings
He's the
making the
second
move.
most traded player in NBA history right now.
Yeah, we done seen Dennis Schroeder get moved all around. The nicest way I can say this. It's bigger trades we have to talk about than Dennis Schroeder.
Just hit him with a "we do not care."
I don't want to say it that way, but I like DeAndre Hunter though. I do like him, but he's not moving to a situation where he's really going to be able to thrive. So the Kings are not an opportunity right now to thrive. I know he hot.
Hey, Mr. KD, I think DeAndre Hunter overpaid his welcome. Not overstayed, he just overpaid his welcome. I think for what he does, he just get paid too much for his production. What you think about that?
Well, he's a lower level 3D player, but I also believe that DeAndre Hunter is one of those guys that if you put him in a championship team, he's going to excel even more. So if you put him in a team where he's in those big moments and he's dependent on to be that swing player, that's
actually depending on me to take shots.
Shaheed is a swing player. That's what he is.
Like you said, he can swing the pendulum, but it's like, when is it gonna ever happen?
Right. But I think DeAndre Hunter, you put him in meaningful games with a meaningful team, I think he will excel.
But I think that's the point, Mr. KD. You don't pay that much for an X factor. He's good for what he is, but I think he getting paid $40 million. I don't know the exact number, but I think it's either 20 or 40. I believe it's 40, but I believe that what he brings to the table and what he getting paid for is not equivalent. I think that's why they let him go. But what you think about that in particular?
40 million?
Like I said, I don't know if he's getting 40 million. If he's getting 40 million, then I can see where we would try to get off that contract. But like I said, I don't know if he's getting 40 million. I think he is a valuable player though if he's in the right situation. He can be. I done seen 3-and-D guys get 40, well not 40, but high 30s. I done seen.
I mean, like,
and with that being said, I want to correct myself. I think it's 25 million. But with that being said,
I was
also
about to say 40. Good God.
Yeah, 40 million. But with that being said,
40 million.
I think this is a good move for Cleveland because I think guard play is something. Even though they got two guards, they still smallish in the backcourt.
A new one.
They got a new one. What you mean? He's not there.
Yeah, they still smallish in the backcourt. I'm speaking about Schroeder in particular and the others.
What are you talking about, Schroeder?
Good, and it can help them because I think he does more of.
Wait. Why are you talking about Schroeder still? Wait.
I said Cleveland.
Yeah, I know, but if you're talking about Cleveland, what are we talking about? If we're talking about Cleveland and guards, they just got James Harden.
Right.
Oh, I ain't even know. Break the news. My bad. I'm sorry. I ain't know that.
Yeah, James Harden. That's why I said it's a new one. They got James Harden.
Oh, go ahead. Let me shut up.
James Harden for Darius Garland.
I did not know that, and that's crazy because that was in my. I asked you about James Harden asking the league, but I ain't know. But what happened? Inform me and inform the public, Mr. KD.
No, we just said it. That's all it is. James Harden's been traded to Cleveland for Darius Garland. He's going to the Clippers.
I thought it was a little more than that, Mr. Myra. I thought it was a little more. But yeah, with that being said, I want both of y'all takes on this because I thought, and I woke up and they said that he was looking to get traded, and I was
Oh,
like,
and Jared, you didn't speak on
what?
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Go ahead. Oh no,
Who
we still
This
cares?
is
trade. No, go
this
ahead.
is in the
Yeah.
works.
Nah, Utah might use him well. You're right. You ain't
Like,
talk about Vujovic.
nah, that's another one.
My boy Vujovic with the Celtics now.
That's a good move for them too.
And then Anthony Simons, he went to the Bulls. I think him and Kobe White could be a little problem over there, or with Giddy and all of them.
I
But
felt like Anthony Simons found him a spot in
I
Boston,
thought
but I guess I
me too.
mean
I felt that was a good place for him. Yeah. But if I could get Vujovic, hey,
yeah,
hey,
it's a big man that can pick him. He can pick and pop every time.
top team in the East, Detroit. They got Kevin Huter, another shooter that they're gonna
Yeah,
put
they
with Duncan
got rid of
Robinson.
Jaden Ivey.
Duncan Robinson, Caris LeVert, they line. Detroit is taking it serious right now. They trying to maximize that window this year because they see this as a real opportunity.
And go ahead with any other trade rumors or confirmation that you already have. Go ahead and give me everything. If this it, that's it. But if you got anything else,
No, that's it. But let's focus on what we need to focus on. James Harden to the Cavs. Because I woke up this morning in the group chat with two of my partners, and we had two of us had disagreeing point of views on this move. So I'm gonna let
Because
Amari
what
go
does it
first.
do for Donovan Mitchell? I say,
Both sides.
I feel like two ball dominant guards. Feel like you put even though I feel like it's not gonna take away from the fact that is Donovan Mitchell's team and everybody kind of knows that. It's just you put him back in that situation like he was before when he was on the Jazz and they was like, oh, whose team is it? And he was like he wanted his own team.
My argument was pretty much what you just said. I felt that James Harden move didn't move the needle. It didn't do much for Cleveland. I thought it was a bad fit. And what his argument was, he said, I never thought I'd have to argue for James Harden with you because he understands I'm a James Harden fan, but I don't think that fit is as beneficial as it sounds. Like it sounds good, James Harden going to Cleveland. It sounds great. But like you said, on the court, you're kind of falling into some of these same holes with these two guys. Donovan Mitchell is smaller. Some people call him a defensive liability. James Harden is not going to play defense at a consistent level. He's going to be leaned on for facilitating and scoring, but I think they might stand in each other's way a little bit in the closing parts of the game because they're both trying to go get a bucket. Now, if James Harden has he been recently more facilitator first, I can see how someone can look optimistically at this trade, but I just don't see it as really moving the needle with the Cavs. I think there was other moves out there that might have made more sense if they really was trying to capitalize the moment.
What move did you see for the Cleveland that you think would have did it?
I think they needed a forward. I didn't have a problem with Darius Garland.
I mean, I don't think they did either. I just think with the ability to get James Harden, they decided to do it.
If you were just coming off almost making the conference championship, and you're looking to take that next step in the playoffs towards a championship, as much as I love James Harden, due to his history, he's not the guy to go get. If your goal is to advance or go a step further in the playoffs, i.e. a conference championship, I don't know if James is the guy that you're gonna hitch wagon to and bank on to get you there. And that's just off of
speaking of that, Mr. KD, hey, I don't know what James Harden got over these GMs. When he asked to be traded, he get traded. Like when they say James Harden wants to be traded, before it go off, be then James Harden is traded. Like when he asks, he shall receive. My question to you, Mr. KD, what is James Harden looking for in particular? Like exactly what is he looking for? Because I believe all the things of the reason that he's not a champion lies at his shoulders. But what's your thoughts about that, Mr. KD?
Reports is it really stemmed from James Harden wanting a 2-year extension guaranteed, and the Clippers were not willing to give him that. They valued their cap flexibility moving forward. So being that they weren't going to come to an agreement financially on guaranteed money moving forward, he wanted out. And James don't usually leave quietly. When he say he want out, he want out. So you really You really don't have too much of a chance or a choice in the situation.
Yeah, I can't
All right.
imagine once a man want his money, he want his money.
Yeah. With that being said, is there any more injury or trade rumors for you, Mr. KD, before we get to the next topic?
Nah, except Ja and Giannis are still out there as far as the talks, but we don't really know how serious it is. I will pay attention to Minnesota though. Minnesota is clearing some cap space, so it looks like a move might be on the horizon for them. Personally, I hope it's for John Morant. I really
I'll
don't.
say Ja and Anthony Edwards.
I take that. I just can't take Giannis and Anthony Edwards. So I really
Mr.
hope.
KD, do you know the teams in particular that actually are looking to trade with Milwaukee? You got a rundown on that?
Well, the names that keep coming up is Houston, not Houston. Sorry, Golden State, Minnesota are the two top ones. There's
I've
one
seen
more.
San Antonio.
I've seen San Antonio, but I haven't seen too much motion behind it. But it's really looking like Minnesota. If I got to put a stamp somewhere, it's looking like Minnesota is going to be the ones to be the most aggressive to try to land him. And if Milwaukee is willing to give him up, I think Minnesota's going to jump on that. And that's going to be hell for the whole Western Conference. I speak for myself personally. That means in my Nuggets division, in the Northwest division, we'll have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, and Giannis in one conference. One division.
More football with Mr. Amari. So I'm gonna start here. If Diggs win the Super Bowl, how does it affect his Hall of Fame trajectory? That's A. And also with Sam Darnold, we were talking about redemption last week. If Sam Darnold wins this Super Bowl, what does that mean for his legacy? It's on you, Mr. Amari.
I'm gonna start with Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl, his redemption story is complete. I feel like at that point you've went from being seen as the bust that the Jets took third overall to being bounced around from team to team as a backup to now getting two fresh opportunities as a starter in Minnesota and in Seattle, and now you went 14-3 both seasons, and now you're on the Super Bowl berth. And then if you were to capitalize this off of the ring, I mean, of course you didn't win the MVP and all this other things, but I mean the Super Bowl ring capitalized it all. And on top of the stellar season that you did have, it's your redemption story is complete. I mean, you still have years of good football behind you. Sam Darnold was only 28, so he has a lot of time to still play football. As far as Diggs, I feel like Stephon Diggs, if he gets this ring, I mean, of course he's I believe he's 31. He still has a few years left after him if he wants, but he can finally leave that hall of very good. I feel like at that point he would have a shot with 11,000 yards and over 900 catches. I feel like he has a shot if you were to say he has a contention at the Hall. But even then, I mean, we'll get into that a little bit later. What's really the Hall standards at this point?
At what
AD?
point are we going to take Sam Darnold more seriously? Like he has the most to gain, I believe, in this moment.
Hmm. Like I
If
said,
Sam
his
Darnold wins
redemption
the
story
Super
will be
Bowl,
complete if he does it.
Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl. I went without counting the playoffs. I went 28-6 in the last 2 years with a Super Bowl victory. You're gonna have to start putting some respect on my name as far as put me in the echelon with some of these quarterbacks. Now, of course, not that top crust, but you're gonna have to start saying my name when you're saying these Jared Goffs or these Baker Mayfields, or you have to say me because at that point
I don't
you've
know
been
why
accomplished
the
more than me.
first name being Jared Goff, just like that was funny.
Because I feel
But
like Jared Goff has a lot of. They give Jared
they
Goff
they do
a
give Jared
lot
Goff.
of credit for just being better than he was. That's. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he really hasn't accomplished. So they give him a lot of credit for being better. So you're gonna have to use that same eval with Sam Darnold.
So, Mr. Amari, with Sam Donald in particular, but not just him, do you think that we are throwing quarterbacks away a little too fast in the NFL? What's your thoughts about that?
I feel like, yeah, I do think, especially with some quarterbacks. they need more time to develop, whether that's a 3-year threshold, like the Packers seem to do with each one of their quarterbacks, whenever they draft one, or just keep, maybe it's the full 4 years and they just actually need to truly see the game and experience it time to time. But with NFL franchises, you don't want to draft a quarterback in the top five and then say like, yeah, I have to bank on the potential to see that in 3 years. I'm not doing that. It's you have to be out the gate ready and battle tested. So that's not what's expected. They want a battle ready rookie, and that's never gonna happen really.
And Mr. Murray, I think what you just said, that last sentence, a battle ready rookie. I think that's like oxymoronic. How can he be battle ready if he's a rookie? And with that being said, I think, because in this podcast in particular, I'm probably the harshest person on Caleb Williams, or I was. And I think if he didn't show what he showed this year, I believe he would have been somebody coming into next year where they'll be talking about, man.
Why did he show what he showed this year? What do you accredit that to?
Oh, I credit it, and this is why I'm probably still not a Caleb Williams fan. I'm like 85-15. 85 coach, 15 him.
And that's what the point I was going to make. It's not. I'm not saying if we are throwing quarterbacks away early or not. I'm saying you just can't get the quarterback and that's it. He has to have the right situation, and it all has to work cohesively. Now, who's to say if he would have had Ben Johnson his rookie year, how would that have went?
He might be in the Super Bowl this year. Like,
So we're not
throwing the quarterbacks away. Hyperbolic neither.
We're not throwing the quarterbacks away too early. I feel like we're not maximizing the situation around these quarterbacks.
See, we're not throwing away the coaches early enough.
We're not maximizing the situation around them before we throw them away. Because Sam Darnold's been in multiple stops and he's played better football than we've seen him do with the Jets.
Hey, Mr. Ma, I'm gonna say it for you. We throwing away the quarterbacks because we can't throw away some of these trash franchises, i.e. New York Giants. I mean, not New York Giants, New York Jets and others. Because he went to the Jets, he went to the Panthers. They are trash organizations. But we can't throw them away. So now we got to get rid of the quarterback because we don't have the infrastructure to make you who you supposed to be or who you could be. Because as soon as he went to stable franchises, i.e. Vikings, i.e. Seahawks, to San Fran. He in the Super Bowl now. Go ahead, Mr. Murray.
He was in two. This is his second Super Bowl. We can't forget that he was on the San Fran team that went to the Super Bowl, but they lost.
He giving out participation trophy, Mr. KD. He giving out participation trophies.
You gotta see stability to know stability.
You're right. He was there. He was there like Jeff Teague was in the finals. But with that being said, LOL, the loss of legitimacy. What is the Hall of Fame standards? I ain't gonna lie to you. Normally, I start with one of y'all, but either person can start from Belichick to Robert Kraft to T.O., all not first ballot Hall of Famers. If we say Hall of Fame, we'll say Robert Kraft is a Hall of Fame owner, Belichick is a Hall of Fame coach, T.O. is a Hall of Fame wide receiver. They all didn't get in the first ballot. What's the thoughts? It's on y'all.
Like with Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick not getting in, both equally having six Super Bowl rings. I don't know what the standard can be. Because if I can't get in with 6 Super Bowl rings, why not? I mean, I get like Katie was saying on our impromptu podcast this weekend. I can go check that out. Is that the narratives that kind of surround those 6 rings, but regardless, to say I still have 6. I mean, even Terrell Owens. I mean, you took the diva and the drama antics, and y'all kind of tried to blow it over and say that was the reason. And then, now, of course, he graciously gathered into that party, but at what cost when I was supposed to be there on the first vote? I mean, I met the criteria before y'all even set the criteria.
It's getting embarrassing. And it's blasphemous, but it's getting embarrassing how much control these people have in the narrative. And they're using it inconsistent intent. Bill Belichick is a first ballot Hall of Famer. We're talking about a top 3, top 5 coach minimum all time. Robert Kraft is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And the crazy thing is now you raise the question, what's going to happen with Brady? But I doubt this takes that same route. But it's getting to a point where there's no consistency in what is the criteria. And that's what T.O. and previous guys have argued for is we need a criteria that they're going off of. It can't just change depending on the player. Therefore, that's when it becomes hypocrisy, but it also becomes, like I said, a joke, so to say, because there's no consistent evaluation across the board. We're changing how we evaluate it depending on the specific player, and that's not a successful standpoint.
And Mr. KD, just to refresh the listeners, T.O. and Randy Moss, who is your number 1 and 2 between those two people?
T.O. is the greatest of all time to me.
So with that being said, T.O. had the weight and Randy Moss didn't. And man, you always had this debate, and I tell you all the time. I said people talk all this trash about T.O. He was this off the court, off the field and all that. But I seen Randy Moss says 2 things. A, I play when I want to. And then he went to Oakland with the Raiders and picked up less than 800 yards as a primary wide receiver. I'm saying that to say I believe Randy Moss is still a first ballot Hall of Famer. But if he plays when he wants to, leave teams, sandbag with teams, and T.O. always give you his all on every team he ever been, up until the point when he went to Cincinnati, and I think he had like 800 to 900 yards at like 38 years old as a wide receiver or something.
900 yards, and he missed the last 3 games.
He never cheated the game. What is the criteria? Because you said that like he is like Mario always say with the standard is the standard. If he's not the standard, if you do what T.O. does and you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer in the NFL, who is and what is a first ballot Hall of Famer? I just said all that to ask you that question, Mr. KD.
Well, there's no answer to it because that's the point I'm making. We don't know what is the criteria because they change it dependent on who they're evaluating. And until there becomes a consistent understanding of what are we looking for and what are we judging, because if you wrote down and they let us know and gave out a document saying this is what we're looking at the on-field production, we're looking at the monument, how monumental he was to the development of the game, how he was as a teammate, the accolades and the off-field shenanigans, then we know what we're looking for. But they only bring those certain asterisks up when they're talking about certain players. Therefore, when there's no consistency in the judging, the whole voting process is screwed. So it's a bad. I think they will come to find out this is going to be a bad look on them. This Bill Belichick situation, this Robert Kraft situation is going to be a bad look on them. It's been a lot of other bad looks before them, but this one I think is going to blow up on them because they don't have no support and stance really.
Yeah, because you have one of the winningest coaches and owners not going to be in the hall on the first ballot, and it makes no sense.
We all agree they're going to make it.
They're going to make it at some point, but it's like the fact that they're not making it on the first ballot makes no sense.
I think they're just trying to. It's a little slap on the wrist.
Hey, Mr. Well, I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Marvin. Hey, Mr. Marvin, when T.O. didn't get in the Hall of the first ballot, he messed around. He didn't even go to the Hall of Fame enshrinement. He did it at his college or something. Yeah. Robert Kraft got enough money to buy his own hall. Keep on playing. He'll open up the hall of the NFL and start something new. Like you playing with a billionaire now. We talking different money. What do you think about that, Mr. Marvin?
Yeah, he's gonna have the Hall of New England. That's exactly what he's gonna do. It's gonna be him and Bill Belichick and Brady. They're gonna have a bust in there. And I know he loved Gronk, so he'll do one for him too.
Robert Kraft is saying, while all of this is going on, I have the chance to win another Super Bowl right in front of me.
Yeah. Like, so when everybody talk about, Bill Belichick got 6, well, now I got 7, so how am I still not on the first ballot?
And with that being said, so since he took over 11 Super Bowl appearances, 3 Super Bowls, 3 different coaches, 3 different coaches and quarterback tandems. So we Drew Bledsoe, we had Tom Brady, obviously. Now we got Drake May. So we had
We
three
had
different.
Mac Jones.
I'm talking
Don't
about the
forget-
quarterback from Super Bowl. I'm talking about the quarterback from Super Bowl. So he had three different, and it's crazy because this
All before
news,
Josh Allen.
this news is crazy. I'm talking about unnecessary shots. Like I'm already on the ground, I'm down, 10 count. Like this ain't got nothing to do with me. We out. But this is crazy because as we enter in the Super Bowl, where he's the owner of the team that's in the owner of one of the teams in the Super Bowl, he's not good enough. So like there is no standard. And I think between next year and the upcoming year, they're gonna have to trade. I mean, they're gonna have to change something. Because I said something like a couple of parts so atrocious that it changed the way that we look at things. 50 voters, now we might gotta go to 100 voters. People we don't know vote, now we might gotta go to people that we do know who are the voters. Unanimous voting, now it might gotta be public voting. Like things like that, something has to change because if he's not in Belichick or he's not in Robert Kraft, the next person is gonna be Brady. And everybody know if you got a 7-time Super Bowl champion quarterback out of the Hall of Fame, then what is the Hall of Fame?
I feel like they're gonna do it different when it's Brady because at the end of the day, he's the one that's playing. He literally won those 7 rings. Versus like how I bring it up all the time in conversations with us. It's like LaShawn McCoy. He has 2 Super Bowl rings for 2 Super Bowls he never played in. He didn't play it down in either Super Bowl. It's like, would you put him in the Hall because he has those 2 rings?
I don't care what you do moving forward as far as changing it. If the second winningest coach of all time is not a first ballot,
And Mr. KD,
What is it?
With 6 Super Bowls, right?
yeah,
That's
333 wins.
if I got the most in anything that's like positive, I think I gotta be. He has the most playoff wins as a coach.
yeah.
Second most wins.
Second most in period. Second
Yeah,
most period.
all time. 6 Super Bowl wins. I mean, 6 Super Bowl wins as a head coach. Then I got 2 as a defensive coordinator. Like, then I got 2 Super Bowls I did lose. So I went to the Super Bowl like 12 times as a coach or a coordinator. That's the definition. I am the reason. Like we were talking about X factors and all of that earlier. He's the X factor, the Y factor. He's the factor. Like, and this is a shot at Brady. I ain't talking about Brady or nothing else. I'm just saying, as a coach, and I'm talking my credentials to get into the Hall.
Right.
Do you see my resume? But with that being said, we're gonna transition all the way across the other side of the globe. We're going to the Middle East, y'all. This is our Royal Gym. And I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari. This is our full Royal Rumble recap. What's your thoughts?
The Royal Rumble had some good matches. I mean, of course, we had to witness the retirement of AJ Styles, but even more so, we got to see the Tribal Chief win the Royal Rumble, as y'all see my pod brother, Mr. KD, pointing out. And then we got to see the female winner of the Royal Rumble and Liv Morgan. But
acknowledge me.
I'm not Liz Morgan. She's a monster. Like, as a miniature female that still do her stuff in the women's division, she is not a shirt. Yeah, she is. Hey, put your arms down. You got a basketball underneath.
Acknowledge me.
Since you got a basketball underneath, you're hilarious.
This stuff was out of hand. I had to come back and straighten up.
We did welcome Obafemi to his debut on the active roster. But I feel like a sparking question as far as the Royal Rumble and even more so in these past few events, who is this mass superstar that's beating up on everybody? He came out, beat up on Braun Breaker. I feel like everybody wants to know who this mass superstar is. Katie, you got anything to say about the Royal Rumble?
I got a lot to say about the Tribal Chief. Yeah. Y'all was out of line.
Royal Rumble, not just him.
Y'all was out of line. He is the Royal Rumble. Y'all was out of line. The ratings and everything waving around. He the champ. He the champ. He the guy. He the guy. We've been playing him too many games. It's time for the Tribal Chief to come back, establish my dominance, and let y'all know who I put the butts in the seats around here.
Speaking of that, I heard there was a lot of empty seats in that stadium, so that's what people saying. That's what people say. I wasn't there. I was living in the Middle East, but I heard it was.
That's why he had to come back. That's why he had to come back. I can't be. Look at what y'all doing. What y'all doing with the Royal Rumble? Less than 10,000 people in here. Look at this, man. I gotta come fix things. But everybody else, they were just sidebars. AJ, we talked about that previously. I look at it as a retirement from the WWE, but he's gonna move forward with TNA, I believe, and then he's gonna ride off into the sunset from there.
Hold on, right there at that point. What you think about that though? Do you think that's a good move, bad move? How you feel about that in particular?
That's a great move. If AJ Styles was to end his career, he was to get a farewell tour. It would have to be with TNA. He was phenomenal. Hence the word. He was phenomenal with WWE, but TNA is where he's the guy. I think Amari said it terminology word for word. He is the John Cena of TNA, and therefore, if he is going to have his farewell tour, that's where he has to be or needs to be. And they have a opportunity right now where they're switching to a AMC station where they have to put a good ratings and good numbers together for this first year as like a pilot run, and AJ Styles is going to be beneficial to that. But yeah.
Yeah, I think like KD said, and I've said it last week. Well, not last week, but this past weekend. He is a star over there. So regardless of what he's accomplished in the WWE, his farewell tour should be held in TNA. Whether that's him going over there to win a title and walk away with it, or if he was just to go over there and battle it out for the rest of the year and then end up retiring at the cusp of the year. I think AJ's did a great job in what he's done in the ring and out the ring, and like I said, his proper farewell tour should be in TNA.
Thank you, man. Just acknowledge my man.
So with that being said, we're gonna get into this a little more. So I think it was him and Gunther was the last.
Gunther.
Say his name again before I mess it up.
Gunther.
Yeah, that's exactly how you say it. Gunther. So that man just wrestled a match against AJ Styles. He went and retired AJ Styles. How we feel about this man retiring people? Then he went to the Royal Rumble. Like, how we feel? What's our thoughts about this man in particular? You, Mr. Amari.
So I said it Saturday. That's
ring general.
Said it this past weekend. I don't care for him. I don't.
Shame on you.
I said Katie said he a fan of him until he comes to try to take down Randy.
Yeah.
I don't think Randy going out like that, but I'm not a fan of Gunther.
I want to say, please don't. I think he kicked Randy out the Royal Rumble. I think he was the one that took Randy out the Royal Rumble, if I ain't mistaken. I think it was Randy, Uso, Gunther, and Roman Reigns. I believe it was the last four. And I think Roman Reigns took his nephew out. Old Sly Dog. I don't know why you got your arm up. He don't even respect family. Tribal chief. Where the tribe at? Where your people at? You Solo. You ain't got nobody.
Uso won't Final Four, was it?
They actually have solos.
And he threw Solo out. He threw two of his cousin, his nephew. What's next? His daddy, his uncle, The Rock.
He didn't throw Uso out. He didn't eliminate Uso. He just slapped him.
He eliminated him.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I watched the whole match, sir. He eliminated that man.
Yeah, who was the Final Four?
Jey Uso, Gunther, Roman Reigns, and RKO, Randy Orton. And I believe Gunther.
I thought Cody was in the Final Four.
You said what, sir?
I thought Cody was in the Final Four.
Nah, he got eliminated. I'm gonna double check. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure because I rewatched it literally last night. I rewatched it, but I'm saying that to say he's next. Like y'all talk about Chris Jericho on that list, Randy Orton is next. That man is coming for you next. He gonna choke you out, tap you out, and make you go sit on the couch with the rest of the legends.
Nah, Randy not going for that. I might have to. Randy not going for that. Gunther start really coming.
Randy
for
got
him.
a lot of revert to 09. Man. I mean, 14-time champ. He trying to climb that ladder.
You can have a lot in the tank. You know, this is wrestling. You can retire in 2026 and be back in 2026. Like, just because you retired today don't mean you're gone. And with that being said, I think something brewing between Cody Rhodes and
They've been going
Drew
at it.
McIntyre. He kicked them out of the. He eliminated.
McIntyre is undefeated against Sami Zayn. Like, is it 12-0 or 13-0? It's a crazy record.
Yeah, he's like Brady versus the Bills. But my point is, I think those two people have something brewing, and I think that's going to be a big thing coming into WrestleMania. What y'all think about that?
They've been having their thing going.
I feel like Drew McIntyre has been having a lot of things going. Really, just kind of, it's always been a character to just kind of pick with people and more up and coming stars. So
And
that's
they just
not
gonna be
shocking
them
to hear
two.
that he's picking with Sami Zayn.
Nah, he talking about Cody. He said him and Cody.
Oh, him and Cody. Oh yeah, I definitely can see that. I mean, sad to say, Cody kind of jumped past him. Even I mean, him and Drew McIntyre came into the WWE ultimately at around the same time, but Cody Rhodes was with Randy at the time. Him and Ted DiBiase, and he kind of
But I don't
jumped him
know.
as far
I
as
don't know if you
stardom.
know about man, not Mark. I don't know if you know IT, but they've been going at it. That's how Drew got the belt.
Nah, I know that, but I'm talking about Royal Rumble in particular, and I'm talking about the actions that happened there. So like he got the belt
He's going to
XYZ.
three-way.
He defended himself with the belt, but Cody Rhodes was on the apron during the Royal Rumble, and then he kicked him with the Claymore to make sure he got eliminated. I'm saying this ain't just okay. We had a feud and it's over with. This shows a continuation that may lead to something
Three-way.
further. That's my point.
Three-way. It's gonna be them two and Jacob.
Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm. That's the storyline that they're pushing right now. It's them three having problems.
So, did anybody find out who's the mask man, or do anybody believe they know who it is? Both of y'all before we get to the next topic.
I have no idea who it could be.
Who cares who it is?
I mean, I feel like you'd care if you put hands on Roman.
Yeah, then it'd be a problem. It'd be a problem then.
Matter of fact, I'm about to get to the next. So I'm gonna go right here because I got to. Because Mr. KD is too hype. Roman Reigns is vulnerable. He's a lone wolf. He's vulnerable. Them boys is coming at you. Like you ain't. You used to have Paul Heyman. You used to have people behind you. You got nobody. Nobody.
That's fine.
It's just you.
That's fine.
It's just you.
It's only one tribal chief.
That's all you need.
It's only one tribal chief.
There can only be one tribal chief.
It's only one. Y'all saw that he picked who he want, right?
Who you want?
CM Punk. He chose CM Punk.
That's gonna be epic. That's gonna be epic. That's gonna be epic. So, with that being said, back down memory lane. So, I want to know this, Mr. KD. What's your worst playoff moment / memory for your team in particular? So, before we say this, Mr. KD, Bengals. Mr. Amari, Steelers, and I'm a Bills fan. So, we're going to talk about these three teams in particular. It's on you, Mr. KD.
Well, yours just happened. You want to go
Duh.
first?
Mr. KD. If you're going to shoot me, don't shoot me in the same spot.
How you know it was at you? I didn't say who. I just said yours. It could be two people up here.
You right about that. But when it hurts, it hurts.
What they say? A hit dog will holler.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
I feel like
But I felt that. It ricocheted. Bang.
A hit dog will holler. But no, mine. Unfortunately, they're both against the Steelers because they're dirty. I've been calling them this since we started this podcast. They're a dirty franchise, a dirty team, and they play dirty and they benefit from being dirty. But I'm not even going to go 05 because that was one I could go with them being dirty. I'm going to go 2015 because that one really hurt me to my soul. Montez Burfict got the interception. We had the game in our hands. Jeremy Hill fumbles the ball, but that's not it. The defense still was holding tight. We get into a situation where we have players on the field that interact with a coach in Joey Porter, Sr., and we get flagged and they get no penalty for the coach being on the field. We end up knocking Antonio Brown in the next week. That gives them a penalty to advance in the field goal position and win the game. It was all in a
I
matter
feel like
of
you need to blame your player for being dirty.
that was a clean hit. You duck
That
your
was
head,
not
I'm
a
gonna tuck
clean.
you in. You duck your head, I'm gonna tuck you in. AB ain't been the same since.
Hey,
AB ain't been the same
and
since.
Vontez Burfict ain't either.
I love him.
Mr. Mike, what do you call it? CTESPN?
Yeah, CTESPN. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But it's a high and low because I remember watching that game. The Vontez Burfict interception, I thought the game was over. Jeremy Hill fumble, it brought me off that high course. And then the whole fiasco at the end, it's just like kind of like a Bills fan can relate to. You just find a way to lose the game. And we just found a way to lose that game. And I felt like 2015 was our best opportunity pre Joe Burrow era of actually making a run. If we could have got past y'all, and of course it's hindsight, but I feel like if we could have got past y'all, we was a really dominant threat. But it didn't happen, and it all fell apart within 2 minutes. So that was my biggest one that lasted with me.
20 December 17th, 2017. The Jesse James catch versus the Patriots. Is a man catches the ball and extends over the goal line. But they said the fact that when the ball made contact with the ground, it wasn't a catch, which would now technically be ruled a catch because his knees were on the ground at the time.
Against who you said?
The Patriots.
No, it wasn't, Mr. Myra. You see what happened to the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. No, it wasn't.
He said it was catch. It was a catch. Ruled a game-winning touchdown, and then it got overturned. And like I said, it was he said he didn't have possession.
You see how many times when we're talking about negative connotations, the Bills can just be slid into the debate. That's sad.
It is kind of like, yeah,
they could fit into negative conversations in multiple ways.
You fit into all the negatives, but it's like rarely the positive ones.
Yeah, it's hard to squeeze them in a positive conversation.
I mean, hey, they got a premier quarterback.
Yeah, there you go. You're right. Yeah, they got a top quarterback.
They got a top running back.
Yep. Was there anything else you got to say about your team and your worst playoff moment? Because I don't know what Buffalo got to do with, which I was just talking about. But is there anything else you got to say about your team and your team only?
No.
As a neutral fan, I think one of the most devastating playoff moments was when the Bills lost to.
Hold on, everybody. So that's I'm glad you went there. I wanted the neutral part. That's the last part of this conversation. So, Mr. KD and Mr. Amari, I'm gonna tell you something. I know this. I be making questions up like weeks in advance. I be on some like, yo, episode so and so. I'm gonna have this question set up for him. I had this question set up before the playoffs, Mr. KD. Before, so you know that means God was talking to me before the playoffs, before everything. I had this question because I thought I'm be able to ask this question during the Pro Bowl week as I skate to the Super Bowl. That's what I thought. But God, what they say? Tell God you
wishful thinking.
I thought you was gonna say you can answer this question 4 different ways. I thought that's what you.
Oh, that's part 2. That's part 2. I really got 6, but that's part 2.
Yeah, 2. Mahomes got to be in there. That 13 seconds. What was it? 13. What was it?
13 seconds. 13 second loss.
Oh.
No, I'm saying. So let me just say this. So I thought y'all were gonna have more than one couple of moments, all this, whatever. So I did it kind of differently. So I got a personal one, what was the worst moment, and then I'm gonna just kind of go through certain things. I once heard this dude said, it was right after we lost the game to Denver. He said, "Oh no,
what year?
This year."
Oh, okay. This wasn't.
He said, "What year?"
Pick a year, throw dots at it. You'll hit it. But he said, "I don't know how Buffalo Bills fans wake up because we sleep comfortably. It's hard, but but this is my point. So, the 4 Super Bowl losses in totality.
Damn.
As a team to go to 4 straight Super Bowls and lose. That's why I say I like 6. That's 1 through 4 right there. That's just back. That's right there. Like that right there. That's a list to itself. One day on this podcast, we're gonna break all that down and we're gonna really talk about our 4 Super Bowl losses. But right now,
how we gonna break that down? I only got 2.
We could do 1 episode like that.
I went 8 times and I won 6 of them.
Make it a series. It's almost a series. All we need is 2 more. That's a whole episode. You can put this on But
we got an EP. That's definitely an EP.
yeah. That's 4 tracks. So one of y'all just mentioned the 13 seconds.
Both of us mentioned it.
You got 13 seconds. You got 5 turnovers.
So
Because like I'm sorry to keep cutting you, but I'm just saying that 13-second situation that might be like if you call all fans of 32 teams and you say, what do you think was the most disappointing playoff moment in history? That might be everyone's answer.
13 seconds.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, that one right there was the most heartbreaking one. That's the reason why this next one I'm about to speak about, which is my honorable mention, which just happened this playoffs against Denver, I'm able to take because I went through the 13 seconds. So right then and there, I came to the realization. Oh, we just learned different ways to lose. Like if you ain't seen a team lose this way yet, we'll do it. Like we go now. Other teams may show you how to win like no other team ever won, but we're gonna show you how to lose like no other team. So for the team, for the Buffalo Bills as a franchise, it'd be the field goal kid that we missed in the Super Bowl, Scott Norway. Because most people say all you gotta do make the field goal, we win the game, win the Super Bowl, XYZ.
It ain't that easy.
But I was a child, so that moment I remember it, but I can't tell you where I was at when I watched the game, how impactful. So as a Bills fan, it impacts me because I can never say we won a ring. But I wasn't really there to really get the moment. But this is the moment that really hit me. And this goes to my little story time. I remember like yesterday, Mr. KD. I was sitting in the room. Window was cracked a little bit. I was a teenager, maybe early teens. I don't remember exact age. And we was up. We was up in the wild card. I remember we was up. We just went down and scored. Either it was 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 6 seconds, something like that. We kicking the ball off. Mm-hmm. And next thing I know, the man threw a forward pass. Yes, a forward pass. And the other dude ran down the sideline. Now I got to say it as a FanDuel commercial. Remember, like my trauma's over and over and over. The reason that hurt so much, that was the first time, like, the first time the girl ever breaks your heart, that's the one you remember. All the other ones, it just come with the game. I screamed so loud. My homeboys was outside of my house. They came in the house, ran upstairs, thought something was wrong with me. They didn't know what was going on. They just heard me outside screaming because that's how loud it was. That right there in particular was the worst Buffalo Bills moment/memory playoff loss for me personally. And everything that happened since then, I'm able to deal with it because I had that moment. Y'all see how can I deal with the Buffalo Bills? Once you go through the Music City miracle, everything else is filet mignon. Tastes great.
A broken ankle ain't nothing when you done lost your legs. So you understand.
Broken ankle ain't nothing when you done lost the leg.
Yeah, broken ankle ain't nothing when you lost your legs. But what you saying that, another one I could bring up is recently when we was in the Super Bowl, the last offensive play where Jamar Chase.
Because Jamar Chase was wide open.
Yeah, Jamar Chase beat Jalen Ramsey.
Aaron Donald just in his face.
Joe Burrow just didn't have enough time to get it off. So that one could haunt you too. I guess that one comes up more of it as well because that's the biggest game of the season. So yeah.
And Mr. KD, I thought that was going to be yours in particular. I thought that Super Bowl.
I forgot about it. I have forgot about that.
That's a big
one. You
moment.
forgot about your Super Bowl, or you forgot about that play?
Well, some stuff you got to force yourself to forget.
You trauma blocked it,
or you go into depression. So some stuff you got to force yourself to forget.
You don't want to walk around bitter like IT.
I mean, at least I'm only crying about one.
Yeah. See, he's still a fan.
You didn't go to 14 Super Bowls and lose.
Yeah, nah. He don't know this type of pain. That's what I'm saying, Miss KD. I can only talk to you because you understand it somewhat because y'all don't have a ring neither. But you don't really understand this level of pain. This level of pain is different.
To see it 4 times
straight. And like I said, I was so young then that it never affected me because
they always told you 3rd time's a charm since you was a kid.
5th time's a charm.
You said what,
and
sir?
You know what make it worse, Lamar, that we never really harp on because we just leave it at the 4 straight losses. They ain't been back since.
They say it's hard to get back one time.
After those 4 straight opportunities, they ain't been back since.
They
And Mr. K,
literally they tell you it's hard to get back after the first time. They
You
went
know how
back
hard
3
it
more
is.
times and then didn't go back.
You know
and
how
to
hard
that
it is to pass away with having 4 straight opportunities and never having another one, and you didn't get nothing out of that.
and to that point, that Music City Miracle was the last time we made the playoffs. Until we made the playoffs again in 2017, we played the Jaguars and lost. So from 2000 to 2017, we didn't even make the playoffs. That shows you the drought that we went on. That's how bad it is. So it goes to show you, when you got the opportunity, you got to take it. But when you got the opportunity 4 times, I don't know what to tell you. I ain't got no answers.
Gotta make like a quarter and flip.
And even if you flip
Nobody
the
with
coin
0
4
rings had
times,
4
sooner or later you're gonna get heads and tails. Like if you call heads 4 times, sooner or later you're gonna get it. We called win 4 straight times and got 4 losses. Ain't that about a blip?
Nobody with 0 rings had 4 opportunities.
You said what?
No team that has 0 rings had 4 opportunities.
Straight.
Yeah, not even just saying straight. I'm saying period.
You said, oh, okay. By the time, yeah, I get your point. Yeah. That was a little depressing. But we're gonna get our stuff up with. So in other news with Mr. KD. Matter of fact, speaking of breaks, we're gonna do with the load management breaks. Do you think that hurt or helped? And now that I just found out that the NBA, that is, now that I just found out James Harden is gone from the Clippers, do you think that played a part, load management, that might be a reason that he's not with the Clippers anymore?
No, he wanted his money. That's all he wanted. They would have paid him that money for 2 more years. Excuse me, he would have been fine. I have mixed feelings on load management because I understand it, but I don't agree with it, so to say. So, therefore, I don't have a stern stance on it as far as if it helped or hurt the game. Of course, if you pay your money to see somebody, it is defeating to get there and see they haven't played. But also, if your goal is to win a championship, as in how it started with the San Antonio Spurs and Greg Popovich, then you have to make the decision not based on what the fans going to feel, but what's best for your team and your players and your future as far as chasing that championship. So I see both sides of it. Though I don't agree with it, I definitely understand it, and I probably would say I'm not against it.
And like you said, I definitely understand it, and I can see why more and more teams have started to utilize it. But like you say, it's just to protect your players as well as trying to really lengthen the chance that you can get a championship, like for a team as with older or aging superstars, or even the young players with some health concerns. It makes sense.
All right. Give me a break. It's on you, Mr. KD. What is it going to take for the stars or the great dunkers to participate in the dunk contest? And also, who should we think about? So I want to kind of make a little semi-list or a couple of players you think that can participate in the dunk contest, stars that will make it still something worthy of looking at.
What it's going to take is simple. They're just going to need stars to sign up for it. But the real question is, what is it
Some
going to take?
actual incentive.
Yeah, what is it going to take for the stars to sign up for it? And that goes to what Amari's saying. You're going to need some type of incentivizing or incentive to incentivize them to doing it. And what would that be at this point? Are we talking financial? Are we talking accolade? I don't know. But the whole All-Star weekend, as well as Pro Bowl weekend, which is saddening that in itself is just fell off. But the whole All-Star weekend and then the dunk contest, the value of the whole game situation has altered and switched. I spoke about it previously on another podcast. I personally enjoy the 3-point contest more than any other event, and that's just what we've come to. But the dunk contest at one point was the highlight as well as the game, but we're going to focus more on the dunk contest, and that has swayed off. And I don't blame it on the fact that stars aren't being involved in it, which could be a reason. I'm just saying I don't blame it on that. I really blame it on as the devaluing of the whole All-Star weekend and the fact that it started with the All-Star game. there's no high level competition. Looked at as just a breeze, a scrimmage, a entertainment showcase. Um, but if that started the whole level of diminishing the competition the whole weekend.
No, I could definitely see that because I mean, being that the All Star weekend is in the middle of the season, I can see why some players don't want to go into the All Star game playing as heavily or being so aggressive with their approaches to their game in the All Star weekend and risk of injury or anything like that. But then again, it's, like I said, it's really just you want to maintain your health as well as give the fans a show. So that's why you see players taking full court or half court threes, and some players might do a trick. They might do a some type of special dunk on a fast break, but it's no true all out defense at any point. So, like you said, the softening or I would call it the more so the pacification of the All Star game is even more so. It honestly is starting to fall in place just as much as the NFL Pro Bowl. Like shout out Jamal Murray for being a first time All Star.
We haven't said it enough. I realize that. But even he had a recent
Wait,
interview.
what you say? The blue arrow?
But no, he had a recent interview where they addressed his All Star bid, and he actually spoke down on it, so to say, as far as he's disgusted by the fact that there's no high level of competition in the game. He feels that this All Star nod would mean more to him if game was still held to that standard of the best going out there against the best, playing competitively to win, and therefore showcasing the talent in the league. But he understands that it's just a glorified exhibition, and that kind of pushes him away, so to say. And I want to say he said he would prefer to be on vacation at the All Star game for that half ASS game and performance that they put forth. But to segue into what IT was talking about, who you got that you say stars that you'd like to see in the dunk contest?
So with me, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's like 6, and I think I got a couple of more, but I'm gonna just go with this 6. Zion, Ja, Zach LaVine, and we're gonna get into that reason a little later. Amon Thompson.
You seen Zach though?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about this one coming up right now. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the reason I want that. Brandon Miller.
Talking about right now specifically?
This dunk contest, yeah, 2026. Yeah. And Cooper Flag. Now, Cooper Flag in particular, do I think he can win? Probably not, but he got enough height, ups, and flair.
People just want to see the number 1 overall pick do something.
Exactly, and fan base, and he got enough flair where it's not gonna look so awkward. There's a couple of other dudes I got in my memory bank that I can think of it now, and I'm gonna throw to you, Mr. KD. But I need young, I need exciting, I need people that want to be here, and I think this goes to another point that y'all made. You got to offer these cats like 5 to 10 million. Want to take 10 mil or something, like you got to make it worth their while. If not, to your point guard point, I'd be on vacation. Why not? 2 weeks off. Let me get my vacation.
I ain't got I don't have a long list like you had. I had 2 names. You said one of them is Ja Morant, and my other name is Ant Man.
I was about to say, yeah, those are the 2 names that I had. I mean, I could see Zion, but I wouldn't even want. I don't even think I want to see Zion in the dunk contest anymore.
Because if I see him in the dunk contest, I won't see him for the rest of the season.
Hey, look, right. That's what's one person I put on the list, and all of us had the same thing. I want to see you in the dunk contest, but I don't want to see what the dunk contest gonna do to you. Like, you the only person. Like, I don't. Anthony Edwards in particular, I don't think he has good exhibition dunks. He's a good in-game dunker, but I'm talking about
you give him that free lane to do it though.
But as far as being able to be creative and
doing what he's doing in the game.
That's my point.
You telling me if you give him no defender, if you give him no defender, he can't do nothing creative?
I'm not saying he can't, but this same thing with Cooper Flag. He's dunking. Can he do something creative? Yeah, but I don't think Anthony Edwards is in that echelon of performance dunkers like the other guys. I really don't.
Who the other guys?
Zach, Brandon, Ja,
You keep saying
Armand.
guys we already seen. Don't count. I
Man,
thought you said guys we haven't seen.
Well, I mean, I could take Zach out, but like I said, Brandon Thompson. Brandon Miller,
Brandon Miller
Ahmad
was in the,
Thompson,
he was in the dunk contest.
I think all of them better performance dunkers. Now with Anthony Edwards and his name and his star power, I would love to see him in it. For that alone, his star power.
You think Ed can't?
No, I ain't never said can't. I never used the word can't. I don't believe he's a performance dunker. I believe he's a great in-game dunker. I don't know about performance dunker.
And what makes you say Ja is a great performance dunker? Because I look at them one and the same as far as athletically what they're able to do as far as finishing with a dunk.
This is the difference, and it's going to be messed up. When you 6'5" versus being 6'1", 6'2" like Ja is, it looked different with a smaller guy. He's smaller guy, smaller build, all that. And also, I think Ja got more flair in his dunks, even in game, than Anthony Edwards.
Ant's dunks be on top of dude's head.
I mean, I can see Anthony Edwards bringing somebody out there tall and jumping over him and doing something like that. Now, this goes to the point. This doesn't mean that he can't do it. He wasn't on my list, but I believe that if I had to make a list, he might crack that top 10. And the reason I got Zach in particular, and we're going to talk about stuff a little later, but I got Zach in particular because I want somebody that already I know that can do it. And I can't pick your guy in there in particular because he played the power forward and he done got a little weight on him. I'm talking about Aaron Gordon, that
Peyton
is.
Watson in there.
You said what?
You can put Peyton Watson in there.
Yeah, you can.
Peyton Jr.
But that's what I'm saying. We need something. We need some new guys. We need some star power. We need some name recognition. And we need people that can actually do exciting dunks. Like, that's what I think. But at most, you're going to have to pick the pot up. Like 500,000 or whatever they giving people now, that's not enough. You got to give these guys, they making 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. You got to give them 5, 10 million. One to take 10 million, one to take all. You got to give them something like that.
Just say that the All-Star participation is an extra game check.
And that, I think that'll change everything from the game itself. If you win, you get an extra game check. Like, I think that'll change a whole lot.
I don't know about the game. Because the game, I don't think you can save the game. I don't think you can save the game. Like, that's only reason not to stay long on this topic, but only reason I don't think the game is savable is because the fix for the game is so simple. All we need is the players to take it more serious. The fact that keeps not happening, that means it's unsavable.
And then, Mr. Murray, that means that we're gonna go the same way over the Pro Bowl, where it's gonna be the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, all these things, and no game. You're just gonna get nominated.
You're gonna get a 3-dribble one-on-one matchup, a 3-dribble one-on-one tournament.
That celebrity game be more entertaining.
The celebrity game is more entertaining than the actual All-Star game, which is crazy. Hey, they got Glorilla in it this year.
And Mr. KD,
yeah, she playing.
And Ms. Katie, that goes to your point. No celebrities, they want to win. They may have zero skill, but they still want to win. Like,
they got stuff to prove, and that's really what it is. They got stuff to prove. But it used to be that the players had stuff to prove because the All-Star game used to be looked at as, and we stand on this longer than expected, but the All-Star game used to be looked at as, this is the cream of the crop. It's the creme de la creme. But the pride part that comes in is, I understand we are the best of the best, but I need y'all to understand I am the best. That's why you had the guys like Kobe that showed out, or you had the guys like Jordan that showed out, or Bird that showed out in these environments, because I understand. You're telling me the best of the best is here, all right here on this court. Okay, well, this is my time to show you that I'm better than them.
Yeah.
And Mr. KD, like you already said, we're gonna go a little long because this and this goes. So we got another talk about the All-Star game, but this goes to the point about competitiveness, and even our last pod we were speaking about Kobe Bryant in particular. And I said, do the Americans want to compete? So like all of this is there's no reason that the three-time back-to-back dunk contest is a guy in the G League. There's absolutely no reason for that. In the league, 450 guys that can dunk, and the guy that's in the G League is the best dunker of all of y'all. Nobody pride says, nah, we can't take this. Like nobody stands up to say anything. But what you think about that, Mr.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won 3 straight. What you think about that? A guy in the G League.
Well, he was on the roster his first time.
Mm-hmm.
But,
on the Bucks roster, if I'm correct.
I didn't know he
Bucks
won
are
3
Magic.
straight. Like I told you, or like I've said previously on the podcast, Pro Bowl and the All-Star game, I haven't watched in years. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. So they've lost my interest. And
Speaking of loss of interest or maybe loss of player, with that being said, he says mental health. He will be taking a break as he's suspended for 25 games for the anti-doping policy. What's your thoughts about Paul George missing 25 games? If it ain't the injury, it's something else. It's on you, Mr. KD.
So for clarification, did his mental hiatus, did he come forth with that after the suspension?
So he got busted, and he said basically whatever he was taking for his mental health, whatever.
It was an accident, yeah. No, he said it was an accident. It wasn't intentional, whatever it may be, but
that's what I say too.
Yeah, he said what he's supposed to say. So
I know. I mean, hey.
So now we get to the point where even when Paul George is healthy, he still can't play a complete season. So
that man went out there and put up 9 threes, and it was like, yeah, here's this.
Something gotta be wrong. Something wrong.
He coming off an injury and bust out 9 threes. Yeah, take this test.
Hey, Mr. KD, I ain't talking about the anti-doping part, but he learned from Mr. Kawhi Leonard. I'm gonna learn how to make this money in that play. I'm gonna learn this. This is a trick. Like
there's many ways to rob a man.
Yeah,
Kawhi did it by trees.
But so, what you think about that in particular? Like, do you have any thoughts about just not even why he's suspended, just the fact that he's suspended and what this means overall for Philadelphia, him, and XYZ? What you think about that?
Yeah, to say, what did he mean to their team anyway? As of right now,
no real comment. I hope you know what, I'm gonna end it on a positive note, and hopefully this is the end of it. If we are taking an accountability that it is a mental health thing, I wish you the best. I wish you the best in your journey. I hope that turns around for you, and that turns a positive leaf for you. And that is not to be taken lightly. I know it's been magnified more recently, but mental health is not a joke. So if I'm going to take him for his word, if there is a serious situation he's battling with within himself, he needs that time to address that and become a better player, man, person, individual from this opportunity, and power to him and more positivity to him.
Yeah, and with that being said, if he really got popped for something that he was taking, say he was taking some type of medicine to relax him out or to keep his anxiety low, whatever it may be, and the NBA didn't know about it, now they found out about it, they need to rescind this suspension, because I think Kenny the Jet Smith had made a great point. He said, like, if I got a heart problem and I took this because I got a heart problem and it ended up being on a ban list, like, this was something to make sure that my heart was good or whatever. Like, certain circumstances.
It's in contract to notify. If it's in question, you notify them. So I didn't, like I said, I wanted to end it on the pod. Props to PG.
Yeah, no. We're saying on the positive. I'm just saying, like, and that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping for the best, and I believe that it might have something to do with that. And if the NBA finds out that, I believe they should rescind it. But with that being said, Mr. KD, it's been a year right now since that Luka Doncic trade. I mean, you remember that? Like, Jane dropped like a bomb, just boom. Luka out of Dallas. I'm talking people burning jerseys. If they could have burned the building, they would have. They out there born Nico. All types of issues can happen.
Hey, if you could travel back into the past, you would tell Mark Cuban to not hire Nico Harrison.
Nah. If Mark Cuban knew they was going to trade Luka, he probably wouldn't have sold the team, honestly. But with that being said, what's your thoughts what about that? You and Mr. Amari, what y'all think about that? Just a recap of the whole year end of everything that happened since then.
I mean,
What you got,
hey,
Amar? I think you're
I
gonna be
mean,
quicker than me. What you got, Amar?
the Mavericks got a paperweight for Luca, but hey, they got Cooper Flag in the process. So, congrats.
Me, I don't look back on situations like that. Because once you look back in hindsight, you change everything. So now it looks like a bad evaluation because we got Anthony Davis and he can't stay healthy, and Luka has been more in
Breaking
shape and
records.
everything like that and breaking records. But that's not necessarily maybe why Luka's breaking these records and he's in shape is because of the drastic change that they made. So we can't when
So
we look back on the past, we
you
can't
think if he would have stayed in Dallas, he would have just been fat and
not
not doing
necessarily. I'm not
anything?
guaranteeing that. I'm just saying it's not guaranteeing it. If he would have stayed in Dallas, he would be this even. So,
Yeah, that's true.
so
He
I
went
look
out
at it
there.
as
He went to LA Fitness and hey,
Dallas has had some unfortunate hapses since that trade. You got Kyrie went out, AD keep
I
going
mean,
out.
Kyrie been out though, so that's not really
No, Kyrie
Ky-
went out before that trade.
before the trade. I
He went out
believe.
before the trade.
Oh, I thought he was hurt
He
already.
went out. He went out after the trade.
Yeah, he went out shortly after the trade. Yes, he did.
So we looking at having Kyrie and AD, and I'm gonna put both of y'all on the spot. If we got a healthy Kyrie, I know the strength, the extent that we're going. If we say healthy AD, but just saying it, if we got a healthy Kyrie, a healthy AD, and a healthy Cooper Flag, do you feel like Dallas is in the poverty position that they're in right now?
No,
That's what I'm saying. They just had
but
some.
like
I
you, and I'm gonna give you the same type of conscience with this question.
Yeah, yeah, I get
How
you. Yeah.
all what are the likely chances that really, and it's really only on one person.
Yeah, it's all AD. Yeah, yeah.
It's like I can give you 2 games where he's fully healthy with that lineup. Like if
But
in a 7 game series, I give you 2 games, and I feel like they can win both those games.
but in my Willy Wonka fantasy land that I'm trying to depict, if I have a healthy Kyrie, a healthy Cooper Flag, and a healthy Anthony Davis, is my team in a good situation?
You got 3 people that can do the job of one person.
So I'm in a good situation, right?
And
Yeah.
Mr. KD, you didn't know that you were gonna get Cooper Flag at the time when you made the trade, also.
They knew.
That's a
They
whole. That's a
knew.
whole. That's a
They
conversation
knew.
for another day. That's a
They knew they
conversation
was
for
gonna
another
get
day.
that pick.
Yeah.
I
And
forgot.
go to the next question.
I'm dealing with conspiracy bros.
And
Both
go
of
to the
y'all.
next question.
We ain't gonna get into that. We don't do it on this pod.
We'll shout out the players of the week real quick. Dylan Brooks won player of the week. Shout out to you. Going 3-1 that week with 29 points, 5 rebounds, shooting 55% from the three.
Isn't it
Brandon Miller,
shocking to hear that? Isn't it shocking to hear it
heck yeah,
be Dylan
heck yeah,
Brooks?
heck yeah, because Devin Booker been in and out. So yeah, Dylan Brooks has stepped up scoring wise. But he's arguably an all star. But Brandon Miller, 26, 6 rebounds, 50% from three with a 4-0 Charlotte Hornets run. They're on a 7-game win streak.
Got
Shout out to
Dylan the
him.
villain out here looking like an all-star.
He back in Toronto. I'm talking about the country, not the Raptors.
Yeah.
Not country, but yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I had Embiid for the East, and I had Luka for the West. That was who I looked at as the players of the week in particular. Because Embiid
You
just
gotta capitalize on these moments for Hornets players. This ain't gonna come up often.
You said what now?
You gotta capitalize on these opportunities for Hornets players because it ain't gonna come up often.
No, you right about that. You're right about that. But with that being said, we're gonna get to our next topic. Our full all-star team breakdown. So we're gonna go from the players that made it the first times, the snubs, etc. I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari.
Yeah.
Mr. KD.
So in the East, we got Giannis, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, and Tyrese Maxey as our starting five. Scotty Barnes, Jalen Duran, Jalen Johnson, Donovan Mitchell, Norman Powell, shout out Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam. Hey, you on the board, Mar? You on the board. You got one.
I go.
And then Cat. How you feel about the East guys?
I feel like the East lineup is pretty solid.
I'm just happy
It's-
for Norman Powell though.
yeah,
That's my
I
shout out.
mean, isn't he a first time All Star as well?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to Norman Powell.
23, 3 and 4. Well, and I ain't gonna lie. To be honest with you, when you say 23, 3 and 4, you might be like, that's not an all star.
That's not. Yeah, it's like yeah.
But I'm happy that he made it.
All right.
You got anything for the East, so we can go West?
Nah, you go West.
West, we got Steph. Like you think the East sound good? Let me show you that the Dogs.
Oh, they got the unction. They got the unction out west.
Let me show you. You only heard one unk. I don't like that. You only heard one unk.
You got Steph, LeBron, Kawhi, KD.
No, don't go to the bench. Let's got the starters out first. Don't go to the bench trying to say where my age at.
This the
Starters.
unction.
Starters: Steph, Luka, Shea, Jokic, Wemby. Where the unks at? Yeah. We good over here. Steph the unk. That's the only unk. But then we go to the bench and we got some age. Devin Booker, KD, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, Jamal Murray, Dene Avdija. I hope I said his name right. And then, of course, King James.
LeBron.
Say what you want, IT. I don't know if you deserved it. Blah blah blah. The man averaging 22, 6 and 6. So if we're gonna put a Dene Avdija in there for 26, 7 and 7, you can put LeBron in there for 22, 6 and 6.
Hey, Mr. KD, I believe he deserves it. Like you averaging 22, like I ain't got no problem with him.
22 at 41.
Just name, I think Kawhi should have went over him. And that's the only.
He is in it. He is in it as well.
Kawhi in there.
Adam
I
Silver
agree.
came out and made him an honorable addition.
Didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. He's in
But
it.
even with the voting, I still like when we talk about voting, I believe that he's better than him. So I think he should have got over the Blazers guy.
Better than
No.
him? Yes.
No.
I say should have got in over him? No.
He's been big. We talking about 26.
See why
7
they
and
winning
7.
games.
Yeah, I'm about to say 26, 7 and 7, and I'm the reason. I don't have a Luka on my team. I am Luka.
No, I was saying Kawhi. I was talking about. I guess you said I don't have James Harden and he don't need it anymore.
You said over the Portland guy. What you just said?
No, I said that Kawhi should have got in over him, not LeBron. I
No.
believe LeBron got that fan
No.
square.
Yeah, I said no.
Yeah.
No. You was on the right path when you said Kawhi and LeBron. That's the battle.
I don't think so. I think LeBron deserved it.
Me too. I think
like,
everybody that's in it deserves to be in it.
No, I'm saying I think it's legitimate. Not just like if I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, hey, LeBron took Kawhi's spot. That's not what I think when I seen the West. A lot of people make that argument, but I don't believe that. LeBron is an all-star.
Yes, he is.
No,
Diddy
I
of
was
DJ.
saying before the vote.
Diddy of DJ is an all-star as well. Kawhi Leonard had the commissioner have to
silence
step in.
doesn't say so.
Kawhi Leonard had the commissioner have to step in. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't think that should have happened. But
Kawhi got pardoned.
Yeah. But when you're on your last leg, literally, I guess this was gonna happen for you. Like
we ain't talking about Embiid. We talking about Jokic. I said we ain't talking about Embiid. We talking about Kawhi.
Nah, I'm talking about Kawhi. Nah, real spill. I wouldn't be surprised if Kawhi retired before LeBron.
No, that's a real.
That's an actual thing.
No. The name Amari just said is a big one.
Embiid?
Did Embiid do enough? And that can draw a debate because he did pick up at a certain point and he ran with it. But I can't see who I would put him in over because Jalen Johnson's balling. Jalen Duran, you got the top team in the East, so you only right. You take two guys. Maybe Cat. Maybe I don't know.
I was about to say, what has Cat been doing or not doing to get replaced?
Right. I don't know offhand, so I wouldn't argue for Embiid, but I do see an argument for Embiid.
Before we go off this topic, I want to ask you this, Mr. KD. What do you think about this format? So I guess they're gonna have three-team tournament, three-team tournament and a round robin. So also each team, I believe, they got 8 players, 12-minute games. How do you feel about this whole thing, about what they doing right now, the team world and all that? How you feel about this?
Ask me next week. I'm not fully educated on how the format not the format, the specific teams just came out recently. So next week I'll be prepared to answer that question. But right now I'm still not totally educated or understanding
I believe this is the first
on the
year they're
rules.
doing it. Also,
Yeah, it's the first year. This is the first year. That's why I gotta, like I said, I'm not totally educated on how they're doing it.
So with that being said, we're gonna get to our versus segment, and I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari. So we're gonna do our top 5 dunk contest dunks. That's so Mr. Amari gonna have his top 5, Mr. KD gonna have his top 5, and then we're gonna see which also was the number 1 dunk contest of all time. I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari.
2016, the 1 mil dunk from the free throw line from Zach LaVine. That's number 1. Number 2, I got the Michael Jordan jump man. Number 3, I got the 2005 Amari Stoudemire and Steve Nash 360 off the backboard, off the Heezy dunk. Number 4, I got Aaron Gordon's 2016 flat top over the mascot dunk. And number 5, I got his over the car. Well, Blake Griffin's over the car dunk.
I didn't expect you to say that one. Amari, I love when we get surprised. That's when the moments I like. I did not expect you to say
I
that.
watched. I do watch. Just
I didn't expect you to say that because I put that one up there and I was like, this shit. Pardon my French. This one ain't gonna get no love. I thought that when I wrote it, but I like that. I didn't really put them in 1 to 5, so I gotta try to put them in 1 to 5 right here. So I'll start with 5. I'm gonna go to Gerald Green when he blew the candle out off the oop from Rashad McCants.
yeah.
Because the creativity on that one. Because you didn't even catch it when he first did it. They had to show you the replay for you to be like, oh dang. So I'm gonna go with that at 5.
That's kind of how I felt with Aaron Gordon's double dunk. I don't know if you remember that one.
We're gonna address that in a minute. You tripping. Blake over the car at 4. Because he really only jumped over the hood, but it's still a car. So
that's it. It was at 5. I had to get
it. It was monumental. That's really what got it for me. Like, we never seen nobody jump over a car before. Like, that's what made it monumental. And I believe Kia was the sponsor that year.
They were the sponsor for it that year.
Yeah. So that was just a big moment.
I believe like a flag jump, had the choir out there. Yeah, it was monumental.
So I got him at 4. 3. 3, I got MJ free throw line dunk. That's monumental as well. But the only reason I have it at 3 is because Dr. J did it first, and they just trying to kind of sweep him under the rug, like as if he wasn't the initial guy. But it still was a monumental crazy dunk. MJ free throw line, that's 3. 2, I got 2 and 1 is golly. I'm gonna put Aaron Gordon over the mascot under his legs. That was 2. I'm gonna put that as 2 because the jump over
the first off the jump over on the hoverboard.
Take the ball under your legs, seated position, then finish with your offhand is man. I don't need to say that.
It was a crazy dunk.
And they didn't even give him the win.
I can honestly say, out of any of Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, you could have took any of them. Well, yeah, their creativity and the actual just explosiveness to get off the ground and up. And most of the time, you're talking about coming from the free throw line and everything else. It's like they were
guys
all over the place.
Taking 2-3 attempts. They was nailing these on the first
they were hitting 50s off the first try.
That's why to our second part of this question that I didn't even know about till he said it. It's only 2 dunk contests that you're gonna bring up to me. You're gonna bring up that one with Zach and Aaron Gordon, and you're gonna bring up Dominique and Jordan. But to finish my list off with my top 1, and really that's why I slid with him in top 1, because I really got 2 that I couldn't decide on. But I went with Vince Carter, arm in the rim. Or you can go with his 360. But they were the same performance, so I put both of them in the same line, and I gave him the first spot with the arm and the rim dunk. That's the one I kind of slid over the 360. But you can go with either one.
And Mr. KD, and I'm going to say this, right? I know you got your Nuggets gear on all that, But what you said, this is from a non-Nuggets fan. So if anybody listening, they be like, he's just saying that because he's a Nuggets fan. My number one dunk is the jumping over the mascot, Aaron Gordon. Number one, like never been seen before and never been seen after. You know, I'm a one-on-one type of guy. When I see something for the first, the only, the best, like, until somebody else do it, there is no competition.
Nah, my honorable mention for that is when he was holding the ball and he was spinning around.
That's my number two. That's my number two. That's my hey, Mr. Amari. What's the thing that he was spinning on? You know,
it was a hoverboard.
Exactly. Thank you.
Spinning on the hoverboard, grabbed it on.
Now, if we go to a topic where we say a dunk contest robbery, that's what comes up to me. It is no way you telling me he didn't win that.
Mr. KD. So that's my number two, that Aaron Gordon. Like the spinning, the timing to do everything and all of that. And then I went right there with you with the Gerald Green with the blow the candle out. Stop playing. Stop playing. You know how you got to get to blow the candle out, Dan?
And that's off a dribble.
Off the mechanics oop. Yep. Yeah. Yes, sir. And then I went with Mr. Amari, I believe he said Zach LaVine from the free throw line. So Jordan, everybody talk about the Jordan free throw line, but he did the free throw and freaked it. Like he put the flair to it. Like he did a little more. And then everybody do talk about the free throw dunk with Jordan. But my favorite dunk from Jordan in the dunk contest wasn't that. It was the one where he kissed the rim, where he held the ball up like he kissed it and came like kind of on the other side. And then, man, the hang time, the precision, all of that. And that lands at number 5. And that's my all-time list. And I'm a Jordan fan, and Jordan is number 1. Like, but when it comes to that, that's it. And I'm gonna say this, and we can get to a larger conversation. You said the all-time robbery. So I wrote this question, and in my head,
we gotta talk about Spud.
We didn't bring up Spud at all.
Spud in the 360.
And not even just Spud, and then the passing of the torch with the Nate Robinson, the bounce when he jumped over top of him, and then
touched him though. He had his hand on his shoulder. So
he did touch him.
Hey, when you 5'8", you get all the levity you want.
Nah, you don't get no excuses.
Jason Richardson.
Jason Richardson doing most of his dunks on Bird.
Richardson for my honorable mention. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got him down. Go ahead.
All right, the one between the legs. And the thing is, they said give a ring camera with both of these dunks. The between the legs, so he caught off the bounce between the legs, off the offhand, and then the one off the backboard. Man, and I watched
the side of the backboard, right?
Yeah, and I watched it again. That jank ricocheted off the backboard. It wasn't like he threw it softly, but it hit like
it. Yeah.
And man, so this
Steve Francis got a crazy one too. Was it Steve Francis?
No, yeah. The lane, yeah. It was Steve franchise, yep.
Lane, right?
That was the Vince Carter one. It was Vince, Steve Francis, T-Mac. They was all in it. It's so crazy that people don't even realize T-Mac did a hell of a dunk. And then T-Mac had to bounce it for him.
Vince Carter was just overwhelming.
Yeah. And the case is, he's not in none of my lists. And
I was about to say, neither one of y'all said Vince. That's surprising as heck to me.
And I love it. And this is the last one. What's his name? The boy that played with Washington, McGee, the light skinned boy, McGee. That's not McGee, right?
Yeah.
The double dunk. JaVale McGee.
When he had 2 balls, pause.
Yeah.
He had 2 balls. Yeah.
Like no, I ain't seen nobody else do so. Like I think he maybe be the only person that can do that.
Talking about Superman?
That was the best forehand dunk ever.
He was one of my honorable mentions.
That moment, the whole, if you take a snapshot of how that looked when he was just up in the air, he looked like a black Superman, 6'11", flying through the sky. But the best dunk contest ever is the Zach LaVine Aaron Gordon one. I remember it was on Valentine's Day.
Okay. The only one that you can argue with is Jordan and Neek's first one.
And I only think them two was this. When you go back and look at these two dunks, and man, these dudes were pitting up 50s.
They had to change the rules. They had to figure out what they was going to do on spot as far as judging.
That dunk, that was like the best dunk. That was the epitome of what a dunk contest was. Them two, and this goes to the point where I kept.
That might have been the death of it. To be honest, when we
Yeah,
look
yeah.
How
hindsight,
can you
It can't
top
get
it?
no better.
Everything after that, it was like, how can you top it? I've already seen the best. I've seen creativity at its peak,
right?
especially and they're doing this, like you said already, KD, on the first try.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not they're not doing this two times and then, oh, this is the last attempt. You gotta get it or not. No, they did this on the first try after they just talked it through with somebody.
In hindsight, that might have been the death. When we look forward to it 10 years later, that might have been the death
It's
of the
like
dunk
you,
contest.
because now anybody that's ever seen
It's
that dunk
KD. This
contest is
is 10
never
years
gonna
later.
see anything to top it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This is 10 years later. We literally looking 10 years
Right.
later, and
Well, not a full 10, but yeah.
yeah, and now we can't find dunkers nowhere. Nobody want to put, man. That dunk contest was like, it had everything, and like I said, it had so many original dunks. And we didn't even talk about the Zach Levine. I think he was like he glid and put it under his hips and then dunked. Like, it was so many dunks. The Aaron Gordon off the side of the backboard. Like,
Jeremy Grant had a crazy one. Jeremy Grant, when he was with the Jazz, had a crazy dunk. Oh man, I can't think of the dunk, but I remember the moment. Now, I will say that is probably the hardest event of All-Star Weekend. You have the highest risk, lowest reward because if you're a superstar, you have a lot of room to fail and not that much to gain. So I understand why they won't do it without the incentive, like Amari was talking about. But yeah, we got to get back to that because I gotta see the Ant Edwards and John Morant's. And,
Right. I can see an Ant Edwards or a Ja putting their somewhat of creativity to make some
and I
crazy
can see a
dunk.
Wimby. I can see a Wimby messing around and freaking it.
I can
look,
see Wimby freaking it, but
I
it's
thought
like
about Wemby.
that's seven, what, 2 or 7-4
Well, it should
getting
be
off the
easier
ground.
for me. Should be easier for me.
But
You
nah,
don't have that much
because
time off the ground to do anything.
yeah, he might gotta go Dwight Howard up. He might gotta lift the rim up. But the thing about it, he actually have a little flair to him. So he don't dunk like a 7 foot something stiff. So he can actually do certain things in the air. And this is why I kept bringing Zach Levine up earlier, because I was like, I need you to defend this title. Like, that's the only reason I want him back. I can't say Aaron Gordon. He done put on too much weight. He's not the dunker that he once was, XYZ, outside of him being hurt. But
Shit, he still look the same size.
I'm about to say, I can say he put on some weight, but you talking about too much. Like I can't.
like I'm gonna say weight and attrition. He's
I'm about
not.
to say, I'll say Miles.
Yeah,
I'll give you Miles.
yeah.
I mean, shit, Zach Levine that had
He got Miles
had the
too.
injury.
Yeah.
No,
but
he had an injury and some more.
he can still glide as of right now, and I'm only putting him in because of what he have done in his position, not because I think he's the best dunker amongst the young ones that I was speaking about earlier.
Oh,
But
you can't call Zach Levine young. Cut that out.
you said what?
You can't call him young no
I
more.
said not because I think he's amongst the great dunkers that I was talking about with the young ones earlier. I'm not calling him young. I'm putting him as an exclusion to the young ones I was speaking about earlier.
You know why man never did one? And I
Who?
love y'all opinion on this. I'm mad Westbrook never did one.
See, I feel the same about him that I feel about Anthony Edwards.
And I can agree with you more.
I really
on the
think
Russell
Westbrook is
Westbrook
more of
side.
a power dunker than
Right.
a style
I
dunker.
agree. That's why I agree with what IT said on the Westbrook standpoint more than Ant Edwards. I think Ant Edwards can get flashy. Like his dunks.
Yeah, I feel like he
be.
can. He just.
No,
I mean,
my thing is, I ain't say he can't. I just don't. Go ahead.
did J.R. Smith ever do a dunk contest?
He should have. Yeah. No, he did do one. He did.
No, he did one. He did one. He did
Keyon
one early.
Martin messed him up.
Yeah,
He
early.
couldn't get the pass down off the side of the backboard. Keyon Martin messed him up.
The crazy thing is, Amari started him out off the top of the head with Steve Nash. We're going not because it was such a great dunk. It just was.
It was the
because it was so
timing.
creative. Go ahead. What you
Oh, we
say?
didn't even say Giannis. Giannis can get freaky.
Giannis can.
He did one before.
He gotta have his brother throw his
He did a
pass. Though.
dunk
We already know
contest?
that. Yeah,
I forgot that one. But man, he must have been forgettable for me.
he did. I mean, it was after the Zach Levine and Aaron Gordon.
Oh, he was in the same one?
No, it was afterwards. Like it was probably like a year or two afterwards. It's like you're not gonna. I don't care.
Well, which one did Jeremy Evans win?
Nah, hey, Mr. Marvin, it was the one right before. It was 2015 slam dunk.
Oh,
You said
Jeremy
what?
Evans won one. Jeremy Evans
they
won
had-
one.
I'm Dog Diallo. He won one.
And I ain't gonna lie, some of the more recent winners, you looking at them like
Ooh.
And that's why I think we got to get some star power in there because we need some names. But now we need some names. Let's go back to 2016, that dunk contest. At that time, both of them guys wasn't quote unquote big names.
Nope.
They made their name there. Like they
that contest, correct.
Mm-hmm. But they put
and I think that's why I say not just depth, but that was the transcending point of the dunk contest is now we're looking for guys to make their name. And they just couldn't strike fire again.
So with that being said, we're gonna get to our last versus segment of the night. What's the most appealing team to coach in coaching cycle? So I think on the last pod, y'all was speaking about the Giants or the impromptu pod. Y'all was speaking about the Giants and all these other teams. Y'all was saying this is an appealing place, this is an appealing place. So I got 4 for you. And I want to ask you, and I'm going to start with you, Mr. Amari. Matter of fact, I'm going to start with you, Mr. KD. We got the Bills, we got the Ravens, we got the Giants, and we got the Steelers. Ranking 1 through 4 as the most appealing job to be a coach at in this new coaching cycle is on you, Mr. Amari.
Number 1 would be the Giants. Number 2, the Ravens. Number 3, the Bills. Number 4, the Steelers.
Maybe I shouldn't let him go first. You're right. I should have went first. You took the whole because I forgot he's like a thief, so he just mess around and steals off my notes.
I mean, it's pretty self-evident. It's like with the Giants, I feel like you have the.
I bet you IT got a different floor.
I already know he gonna think the Bills gonna be the number 1 job. He's like, oh, you got the reigning MVP. I got a 2-time MVP with a way better defense over there in Baltimore. They just need better coaching.
I ain't gonna say way better defense.
That's all.
I'm gonna say way better defensive players because that defense.
You're right. Because that defense, they have to be tweaked. They have to be coached, and then they'll be good.
But you have Kyle Hamilton.
I have better talent. I have ultimately on both sides, aside from the offensive line. Like I said, with the Bills, you still have the reigning MVP. So you got that to work with mainly. Well, not the reigning one anyway. He's still the reigning one right now.
When we're doing this podcast, but if we talk about
as of now, he's the reigning MVP. As of
right now, he's the reigning MVP. So you have the reigning MVP there. Like I said, with the Giants being the most attractive job, you have a young offensive core, you have a young QB, you have a lot of cap space going into the offseason. You have a great young defensive line. So you have some building blocks and a foundation to already step into, along with the pieces and the money to walk into the offseason with.
I think we all
and then going with the Steelers, I mean, your offensive lines they're good, but they're a question mark. You have aging vet, you have a few vets in key positions. You have some cap flexibility. It's a few things, huh?
No, keep going. Keep talking about the Steelers. Keep talking about all the things they don't have. Go ahead.
Well, the only thing we don't have is a quarterback. We got everything to beat Cincy.
Hey, Amari, what's the most important position in football?
Hey, we beat y'all with Duck Hodges before. That means nothing.
You got to take personal shots when you're back against the wall. What's the most important position in football, Amari?
Hey, Will Howard for QB next year.
Okay. All right. I hope you. If you keep saying it out loud, eventually you're going to believe it.
All right. So keep calling for your Super Bowl.
I don't know about my Super Bowl. I just got to keep calling for my coach.
That ain't happening. You got to praise Zach Taylor. Like you told me to praise Terrell Austin. And look where he at now.
I'm going to get Mike Tomlin.
No, you're not.
I already envisioned it.
Send me that first round. Actually, send me your first round pick right now, and you can get Mike Tomlin.
We'll do it.
Good.
We're gonna be 10-7. It ain't no crazy pick. We're gonna be 10-7. So okay.
I need the one for this upcoming draft.
No, that man said he ain't coaching this year. Why would we do that?
Don't matter. You want the rights.
We're going next year when Zach Taylor ain't there no more.
Zach Taylor's still gonna be there. That man just got an extension.
That's the sad truth.
You gonna get Mike Tomlin as a consultant until Zach Taylor decides he want to step down too.
Hey, if Mike Tomlin become a consultant, his first consulting advice is going to be, you got to let him go.
Hey, y'all not going to fire him. Y'all just going to have him step down. No,
he might step up. You talking about the wrong franchise. He's going to go to the damn front office.
Yeah, he's never leaving. He's never leaving Joe. He can't leave Joe.
Go to the front office and let us get another head coach. I'm fine with that.
Bring back Marvin Lewis.
You know what? And this is going. I don't know how it's going to be received. With the roster we have right now, I think Marvin Lewis is a better fit. With Joe Burrow, Marvin Lewis has the free reign to control the defense.
Hey, Miss Katie, you just brought him up. He never got another coaching job, did he?
Nope.
He did. Well, what you mean by coaching? The head coach?
Head coaching, yeah.
No. He's been around college and he's been back in the NFL.
Bengals before Marvin Lewis. People talk about Marvin Lewis never won a playoff game. You don't know what Cincinnati was like before Marvin Lewis. I know what Cincinnati was like. Go ahead, Miss Katie. What you got to say?
No, I'm right with you. Look what he walked into, and he changed the whole dynamic of Cincinnati. Like, he was the guy that led us into believing that, we can be good. And he had good seasons, even to what we talked about earlier with the disappointing 2015 season I brought up. We had a team that produced for the regular season. It's just in the moment, in that waning moments of the playoff game, we just fell apart. And that was really the demise of his whole situation, to be honest. That was his demise. But I never blamed Marvin Lewis.
Not being able to control his team.
I never blamed Marvin Lewis because, like IT touched on, I know who we were before Marvin Lewis. And therefore, like people would say he was 0-6 in the playoffs. My God, we won't make the playoffs before Marvin Lewis.
We was 0 for 0 at
we
first.
won't making the playoffs before him. So I understand who he was and what he brought. But to the point we're talking about now, I think, what's your rank?
I was about to say that. So I had,
of course,
the Bills. So Mr. Murray, he preempted. He called it. I had the Bills number one. You know what I mean? A little bias there, just a little bit, like 99%.
You have no cap flexibility. All your money is into a
contract. I was about to say, what is your standpoint? What do you stand on?
Hey, Mr. Murray, just a little bias, about 99%. Just a little bit. Ain't too much.
So basically, the whole standpoint was Josh Allen.
Yeah. Josh Allen or nothing. He on the Joe Brady train right now. That's what it is.
It's crazy because it kind of goes, when you say that, my whole list kind of goes that way. And it probably goes on the way of ranking quarterbacks. So I got Josh Allen, the Bills. I got the the Ravens next, the Giants, then the Steelers at the bottom. Like, and it's based off the quarterbacks in particular. Because if I got a quarterback, I can do other things around it. But if I don't have a quarterback,
not if you don't have the flexibility.
You don't have no cap.
Your situation.
The Bills don't have cap flexibility. I mean, I can definitely say Pittsburgh has they have QB uncertainty.
I get your logic.
Have cap
your logic is, if I have my quarterback, I'm good. But
especially if I got a quarterback down on the contract.
The Giants are looking at it the same way. We have our quarterback and we have flexibility. Therefore, they are the prime.
They are the best situation.
And I was surprised because both of y'all said this about the Giants and all that. And like I said the Giants suck. They stink. And then y'all said all the variables. So I'm going to bring the honorable mention in, which is the Raiders. What do you think the Raiders go into the Big Five? I want to hear about Raiders.
I said that in our previous podcast, but I didn't realize.
That's why I just brought them in to this Big Five.
The Raiders, I think, have the most appealing job. Being, like I said, they have a young core. They have the first overall pick. No, not over the Giants, but I mean they're definitely up there.
I would put
them at second because, like I said, you have the young core, you have your running back, you have your tight end, you have some receivers, you have some young receivers. I mean, you do need a proven weapon or some type of veteran to step up in that room. Your offensive line is a little shaky, but I mean they're proven to be more of a run first offensive line more than pass blocking offensive line. So there's that. The defense needs some more threats. But like I said, with
Max Crosby, you gotta say his name.
You got Max Crosby. You just gotta keep him happy.
Good point. If we was doing this whole thing and IT added the Raiders to it, like we both agree on that we've just noticed, I would go Giants Raiders, and then my other three Ravens Bills Steelers.
Yeah, it would be Giants Raiders. Then I would still Ravens Bills.
when you have
And the
that
third thing
rookie
is, I probably
quarterback
go with the
contract,
Raiders. Personally, I would have went Raiders. Like no quarterback. Like this goes to
we
what
don't
I
have a
asked.
quarterback now.
No, but listen to what I'm about to say. This goes to what we were talking about when I asked y'all about the Titans. And y'all said the Titans got the flexibility and they got money, but we don't know what they're gonna do with it. So with that being said, I have no track record of the Raiders getting their free agency right. So why do I believe in them now? Why do I can see the Raiders picking an offensive tackle at the number 1 draft pick. I can see them doing something so.
I can't see the Raiders picking a tackle at number 1 when there's no tackles worth being a number 1 pick or a top
Now
5 one.
you
If you're being honest,
going back to that
That's my
extreme.
point. That's my point. That I can see them doing something so left field that everybody gonna scratch their head.
Do you know who's
even if they get him, I'm still
you
saying
should
that.
know that man's first full name and his birthday.
I ain't gonna say. I was about to say, yeah. Do you know who up there now? But I'm gonna say, I know you know who up there now.
His full name and his birthday. His
It ain't
stats and his jersey number.
You said about Brady?
Yeah.
You know I know. You know I know.
Personally.
You know I know. You know I know him personally.
So if you think they got the opportunity to draft Mendoza, and I'm not even saying he's a
not even they. Do you think he?
Right, but he is
Yeah.
there. That's what I'm trying to tell
Brady
you.
personally went to the championship game to talk to that man.
He ain't gonna do it. Nah,
Brady got his quarterback and his coach already chosen. Clint Kubiak, offensive minded guy.
He just waiting for him to coach his Super Bowl. He said, "I'll wait for you."
Brady told them what we're doing. He already told, like, listen, sit tight. This is what we're doing.
He said, "I'm gonna call Bill Belichick so he can come coach the defense."
Man, you better, you better cut it out, because if that happens, the league ain't gonna like that. No, but they got their guy. I think they don't have their guy, but they have who they want. But I guess Clint has
on the defensive side.
Yeah, who did I hear? I heard a name in mind, but I guess Clint has to, of course, sign off on that. But I heard a name in mind. It was a veteran guy too. I just can't think of the dang name right now.
All right.
Brady about to tell you who. Hey, listen, you gonna take the job, but this is who we looking at. Like Brady about to.
Nah, I'm right there with you. But my whole thing is this. I'm looking at the quarterbacks. And even with that being said, even if I pick them ahead of the Steelers, meaning the Raiders, I'm looking at organizationally, the history, the team around them. Like the Steelers, I can kind of lean on the defense. The Bills, I can lean on Josh Allen. The Ravens, I can lean on the offense. I can lean on their defense. The Giants, I can lean on Dart. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna get.
I would lean on a rookie. Well, not a rookie, but a second year. I would probably lean more on coaching with the Giants.
And not even that. I can lean on their defense when it comes to the Giants.
I was about to say, you lean on that D line.
I can lean on their defense. Yeah. I can lean on their defense. But I don't know what I can necessarily coming into next year, knowing what we know right now. Go ahead.
Brady.
You know I ain't about to say.
Lean on Brady.
Okay. Ain't never felt Belichick wrong except for the Hall of Fame. But what
if they don't fix it right now, Brady going after this.
And taking this money.
Imagine he said
I don't deal with losers.
You're right about that. With that being said, we're gonna get to our winners with our sticky note segment. And I'm gonna start with you, Mr. KD. Who do you have winning the Super Bowl? And who also is your Super Bowl MVP pick? It's on you, Mr. KD.
Tune in, please. I don't think I have to say this to our listeners. It is the Super Bowl. Everybody should be tuned in anyway. But Jamal Murray?
Seahawks.
I thought you was doing the blue arrow. My fault.
Oh no, I was. I did do that.
But tune in, man. Like I said before postseason started, the parity of everything, the unpredictability of everything. Nobody can tell me. I'm not believing nobody that says before the season started they picked the Seahawks and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I'm not believing nobody that says
nobody would have thought Bad Bunny was going to be performing either. But
and if they did pick it, that was just somebody that don't know football. That was like some random some girl on Twitter.
And even her, and even she a liar. I just won't believe it. But I think it's gonna be a good game. I have a lot of people in my ear saying it's gonna be a blowout, but I'm going Seahawks over the Patriots. I think they're gonna pull it out. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. Pull it out. A lot of people saying Seahawks gonna blow the Patriots out is what I'm hearing, but I don't agree with it. I think it's gonna be
I
a
got the
good game.
Seahawks winning.
It's gonna be
I don't
turnover.
think the
turnover
Patriots can afford for it to be a shootout.
Heck no. But
Like,
I will say that I think turnovers, and you can say that for every game to be honest, but turnovers is going to be the biggest thing for this game.
yeah, it's gonna be the theme of the game. Whoever gets that first turnover is gonna swing it.
Or maybe the clutch turnover, where it's the biggest moment.
Yeah, it's gonna seal it. One of the two.
But MVP, I don't know, man.
Yeah, you talking about the X factor.
I don't know about the MVP.
Um,
I guess I'd have to
I
go
don't
with
know.
Kenneth Walker because that's what I named earlier. But
yeah,
I
it's
think-
like I would.
don't be surprised if Sam Darnold go get him a Super Bowl MVP. I'm going off of what I've seen him do last performance, and that was MVP caliber. So if he can bring that, don't be surprised.
I got Sam Darnold.
Okay. I'm not
Unless
alone then.
if there's turnovers, I got Ernest Jones.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I was just like, for Ernest Jones to win it, he has to get the.
He gotta catch a pick
has
or
to
like cause
get
a
the
fumble
turnover.
or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
he gotta do it. So it's like I said, if there's turnovers, like I could see there being like one forced fumble maybe, or like
Not gonna lie,
yeah,
I can see
I can see a
JSN
forced
getting one
fumble.
too. I can see JSN getting one too.
I feel like if JFCN gets it, it comes off the production of Sam Darnold. They're gonna give it to Sam Darnold over JSN unless he puts up 2 touchdowns.
Hey, Mr. Mari, what's the running back? They got 2 running backs in New England, but what's the running back? His name Ramondre
Stevenson.
Ramondre Stevenson. You know I would mess his name up. Ramondre Stevenson. I believe he would be the MVP if the Patriots win. But
Trayvon Henderson is an X factor to the narrative
what?
that you preach.
TreVeyon Henderson
is an X factor to the narrative that you preach.
He would be definitely an X factor, and I'm right there with you. But I think it's gonna be 3 the hard way because I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks. But I'm gonna say this, Mr. Mari, please pray for me. Jackson Smith and Jigma. Did I say his name right?
You were so close. You were
literally.
You
were so close, but I'm about to say you so close. I'm not even gonna correct you.
Yeah, like it was like it was literally just one sound. That was honestly the best pronunciation I've ever heard you say.
I blame that on your 3rd grade English teacher. I ain't even gonna say that was your fault.
I tried. That's why I got as my MVP. That's why I got as my MVP, and I got the Seahawks winning though. Like I believe they'll be the one.
Receiver, and not to cut you. It's hard for a receiver to win it over a quarterback, and that's the only reason I didn't go with JSN because I feel he can win it, but I feel if he wins it, that means Sam Darnold's gonna have a phenomenal.
Look at it like this. Cooper Kupp won it. He had he had just I think like he was 2 yards shy of 100, and he had 2 touchdowns. That's how he won it.
Got to get 2 touchdowns. And really, why he won is
the game winning touchdown.
Stafford had 2 turnovers. That's really what played it. Stafford had 2 turnovers, so he was fighting against himself.
And Mr. KD, I think that's kind of what's going to happen. I think Sam Darnold going to play decent. I predict 1 to 2 turnovers for Sam Darnold. Maybe a fumble and an interception.
Ball over 2 times.
You can't have 2 turnovers in the Super Bowl.
Turn that ball over twice, you're not winning.
I said 1 or 2. I said 1 or 2.
Unless Drake may turn it over.
A fumble, whatever, and then maybe an interception. But for some reason, a fumble in my head just keep replaying over and over. I believe that that's going to be a major fumble in this game.
But I see a fumble in the game too.
I think that he's going to have I think he gonna put like a 10 catch type of game where he got so many. I'm talking about Jackson Smith. I think that he will. Go ahead.
I get what you're saying. Like a 10 catch game. I just think that's a game.
I think we're kind of sleeping on the fact that
Christian Gonzalez gonna be shadowing him the whole game.
Thank you. New England got one of those too.
No,
Like,
I know, and that's gonna make it. This is gonna be an ultimate matchup. This is gonna be a battle of wits, offensive coordinators. I think real spill. When we get back on this podcast next week, we're gonna really talk and harp on the coaching that happened within the Super Bowl. I
he
think
said next week, but we might have something for you where we pop out Sunday, early Sunday.
we might pop out. It might be a live Super Bowl. You never know. You know what I mean? Just stay tuned, please. But my only thing is, that's why I got my Super. And me and Mr. Amari was talking about this a couple of days ago, and we was talking about the Rams versus New England and that Super Bowl in particular when Edelman won the Super Bowl MVP. It wasn't a high-scoring game, and I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it'll be defensively grounded. But I do believe that Jackson Smith going to make enough catches and enough plays to solidify himself as the MVP. But with that being said, catch us on our podcast for the Super Bowl, because we ain't going to play. We out.